hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and I love getting myself into trouble. So I love taking on these very big reading challenges where I read a lot of books in them and it takes me so long to read them and vlog and edit, but I am ready to do another one. So quite a few months ago I read and vlogged the best books of 2023 according to BookTube, and that was like an hour-long vlog, and I read 15 books for that. This one is bigger and it's probably going to be better. But I have 27 books that one of my friends, BRI from Bookish X Obsession on Instagram, I'll link her down below, she made a reel that really intrigued me, and it was 27, basically a bunch of books that she wishes everyone will read. And I commented below and I was like, ooh, this makes me feel like I want to do a vlog. And she said I will watch every single second of every hour of multiple hours if you do this. And I was looking at the list and all of these books I want to read. They're very interesting. A lot of them I own. A lot of them I can get on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of them have been on my TBR for a long time. I just don't own them yet. But I have a list of 27 books that I'm going to be reading in this vlog. So if you can see here, I've got my list and all of my labeling telling me where I can get them. So I decided to start this vlog intro now because a few one of the audiobooks has come through, which is Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. So I got the audiobook, so I'm definitely going to be listening to that soon, so I want to kind of talk about it a little bit before I read it and then come in and review it. But basically this is an opposites attract romantic dramedy about a shy demisexual Irish mortician who must marry by his 35th birthday to keep his beloved family business, and the Texan widow escaping her past who moves in next door. Callum Felony would rather dive into an open grave than take a stranger to dinner, but he can only inherit the family undertaking business under one condition: he must marry before his 35th birthday. So it's out of the mortuary and into the dating scene. Larrick Thompson came to Galway, Ireland to embrace life, not to be reminded of losing her husband by moving in next to a funeral home. Then the vivacious Texan animator learns of painfully shy Callum's dilemma and makes it her mission to help him find the one. Although sworn off love herself, she's certain Callum will find his match, but as the dating project progresses and their friendship grows, their attraction is undeniable. Spending time with serious, sarcastic Callum starts to crack the ice around Larrick's heart, and the more colour Larrick brings to Callum's monochrome existence, the less he can imagine life without her. If they think they can ignore their connection, they're dead wrong. This sounds really sweet. Brie has put a lot of work into promoting this book and talking about it and making everyone want to read it. So I think that this is like the perfect book to be on this list and to start with because she loves it so much. So I'm definitely going to be picking this up sometime soon. Set in Ireland, I'm from Ireland, it's going to be perfect and I'm very excited. So I will update you when I have started this and I have some thoughts, and we will go from there because I've started collecting the books from the library too that I'm getting, so I'll keep getting notifications about them and I need to go pick them up. And my partner's probably going to kick my ass because I'm getting library books and I've got plenty of books to read at home, but it's for a vlog. Okay, I'll update you when I've got an update. Hello, it's finally time for me to update this reading vlog, which is very exciting. I have started reading Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, and I don't actually have this on audio. I'm pretty sure I said in my first clip that I had this on audio. I don't. I downloaded the ebook from Libby. So I am currently about 17% of the way in and I am loving it. The Irish colloquialisms, how people live in Ireland, how people say things in Ireland, it's making me feel like I am absolutely at home. I'm really loving our main characters. They are great. Callum is so deadpan. He's got very dark humour, and I really like Lark as well. She is this bubbly, sunshiny type of person who's really trying to pull Callum out of his shell, and I'm just having a great time with it so far. So yeah, I just thought I'd come in and give you a quick update. I'm going to definitely be reading more of it tonight and I'm very excited. So I just finished Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. And I love this book. It's a 5-star read for me. I cannot believe how this book transported me home to Ireland. Like, it's made me so, like, I feel like I'm about to cry. It is so quintessentially Irish, with the small town, the history, the slang, the Irish within the story. It's just really, really beautiful. I haven't been home in 5 years, and this just made me feel like I was right back at home. Now, I do see New Zealand as my home, but Ireland is always going to be where I'm from, and I'm very proud to be Irish, and I'm so glad that BRI recommended this book, because this is a 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved it. Callum is this gorgeous cinnamon roll who I absolutely love, and I didn't realize that he is actually demisexual within this story, which I really relate to, because I myself am demisexual and I've never really seen it portrayed in a story before. So I really, really love that. I really love the explanations and the discussions that he and Lark have about it, and him explaining about having to have an actual connection to someone before getting into a relationship or having sex with them. And I thought that that was a really, really important discussion that they had. I really liked Lark as a character, although at moments I was just wanted to shake her and be like, come on, you love him, just get with him, you know, just tell him. But I do understand there's a lot of grief within the story. There's a lot of discussions on trauma and grief and moving on from grief and feeling guilt for trying to move on. And I just really, really loved it. And I'm so glad that I read this book. It is beautiful, and I am in awe of this story. So the next book that I'm going to be picking up is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, I think it is. And all I know about this is it's actually a sad story from what I know. So I've got the audiobook from Libby, so I'm going to start listening to a little bit of that tomorrow, and hopefully I enjoy it. So I'm just trying to pull it up here on Goodreads, but it's not working. I'll pull it up on my laptop and see. Or it's my internet. I don't know which one it is. Okay, here it is. So I don't know much about this, but I've heard that it's sad. So this is nominated for the best romance in 2014. So when Bree Prescott arrives in the sleepy lakeside town of Peelin, Maine, she hopes against hope that this is the place where she'll finally find the peace she just so desperately seeks. On her first day there, her life collides with Archer Hale, an isolated man who holds a secret agony of his own, a man no one else sees. Archer's Voice is a story of a woman chained to the memory of one horrifying night, and the man whose love is the key to her freedom. It's the story of a silent man who lives with an excruciating wound, and the woman who helps him find his voice. It is the story of suffering, fate, and the transformative power of love. That doesn't really give me a lot, but I am intrigued. I've heard this made people cry, and we shall see. So I'll definitely start listening to that tomorrow at work, and then I'll come and check in with you later on tomorrow. Did I read all of Archer's Voice today? Even though I was supposed to read it on Friday, and then realised that the ebook or the audiobook was due back tomorrow from the library. Yes I did. So I panicked today and I listened to the whole thing. Excuse the face, I don't know what's happening. I'm breaking out. It's not great. But I started and finished Archer's Voice today. I know I talked about it a little bit at the beginning where I wasn't sure what was happening, but basically this is a story about our two main characters, Archer and Bree, and they have both been through a lot of trauma, and it's basically their story of them coming together and falling in love, basically. And I said that I was very worried because I've heard that it is sad, and it was getting to a point where I had to message Bree and be like, look, you need to tell me, this is a happily ever after, this is going to make me cry at work because I can't deal with that right now. So she did tell me, so I was definitely prepared. I'm not really going to ruin it for you, but I really enjoyed it. So I gave it 4 stars. I feel like the writing was a little bit simple. I would have liked more quotable moments, things like that, but I did really enjoy it. The romance between Archer and Bree is beautiful to see and watch grow. Both Bree and Archer have gone through a lot, and I really liked seeing the 2 perspectives. We didn't get a lot of Archer's perspective, but we did get quite a bit. There is a lot of trauma in here. There is definitely some trigger warnings, so be aware of just look into those trigger warnings. I don't really want to give too many away because I think it might give certain aspects of the story away that I think are meant to be mysterious. So definitely check those out if anything triggers you. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So it is a 4-star read for me, and I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up next. I think it might be either, let me grab them. I'm kind of in the mood for something a little bit more fun, so I think I might pick up Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, or I might pick up Guild by Raven Kennedy. So I've got these 2. They are from the library, so they are due back pretty soon, so I think I might have to pick those up once I finish the physical read that I'm reading. And then yeah, that's the plan, I think. I'm glad I got Archer's voice out of the way and returned to the library. So I didn't get halfway through and then have to return it and then wait because there was a couple of holes on it, so I couldn't renew it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I'm happy there, and I'll update you when I've got something else to update you on. Okay, so I was just here exporting some footage because I need to edit, and I kept looking at Butcher and Blackbird. So I've decided that I'm going to pick it up. I've read a couple of pages and I'm loving it so far. It is great. Let me take these off because I feel like I'm yelling. I am loving it. So this is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This is about 2 serial killers who kill other people who are killers, basically. And we've got Rowan and Sloane, and somehow they end up in this competition together where they do this little competition, and whoever wins ends up killing the serial killer that they're after. So this is a dark romance, so that's all I know about it, and I read the content warnings, and it's quite funny. So we've got eyeballs and eye sockets, amateur surgery, skin ornaments, chainsaws, axes, knives, scalpels, accidental cannibalism, not so accidental cannibalism, questionable use of a mummified corpse, lobotomized manservant, ill-advised use of kitchen implements. I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. I've heard a lot about this cookie and cream ice cream, so I'm very intrigued. Detailed spicy scenes, references to parental neglect and child abuse, parental loss, references to child SA. I'm very intrigued. I'm really enjoying it so far. There's a certain line that made me giggle here. It's like, I'm guessing you made it your business too, judging by the quality of the hunting knife stuck in his throat. Handmade Damascus steel. Where'd you get it? I sigh. My gaze lingers on the body and my favourite blade before I press my cheeks to my drawn-up knees. Etsy. Etsy? I'm in love already. So I'm going to continue reading this, and I'm very, very excited. But I need to go edit now, so I can't keep reading. But yes, I'm very, very excited. Same position, different day, and I've read some of this. So I am on page 138 of Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, and I am so obsessed. I read 138 pages last night. Even at dinner time, I had the book beside me, and I was like eating Obsessed. I love Rowan and Sloane. I love their dynamic. I love that they are two serial killers who go after other serial killers and people who hurt other people. So they're like vigilantes, which I really, really love. I really like the competition that they have together. And I just really, really love their dynamic. I've heard that the audiobook is really good, but I know that it's Joe Arden, so I don't know if I want to actually listen to it. Because of the controversy around him. But I'm obsessed. I'm definitely most likely going to finish this tonight because I'm so obsessed. It's so unhinged, but in a good way. I love it so much. It's great, and I really like Lark in here, the friendship between Lark and Sloane, which I know Lark is the main character in the second book, so I'm very, very intrigued by that, and I'm just having the best time with this. I'm loving it so much. I'm kind of sad that I'm reading it so quickly, but yeah. Cookies and cream thing was a bit odd. It made me cackle. It's definitely making me laugh out loud, and then I'm having to explain to my partner why I'm laughing out loud, but I'm having the best time. This is honestly going to be one of my favorite reads of the year. I'm having a great run with 5-star reads. I can definitely tell you this is a 5-star, but I'm very, very excited to see how the relationship is going to continue and if we're going to get any spicy scenes. I'm not sure. I think we do, but I can't remember. But yeah, I'm very happy and I'm going to continue this immediately. 5 stars. 5 stars. I love this book so much. It made me laugh. It made me grin. It made me kick my feet. I love this so much. I love the relationship between Sloane and Rowan. I really love how it was quite slow burn. We don't get really much between them until about 70% of the way through, which I really, really enjoy. I really like that slow burn and just watching their dynamic and chemistry grow. I really, really loved it. And there was a twist towards the end which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't sure where the story was going to go once they got together. I'm really happy that there was a little twist at the end, which I really, really enjoyed. And then the bonus chapter made me laugh so hard I almost choked on my food. It was great. I just really, really love the dynamic. I really love seeing Rowan be silly and stupid and just do things to make Sloane laugh. And I just really, really like it. I really like that we also see Sloane have her insecurities and try and deal with those. And I just really love this book, and I'm sad it's a library book and that I don't own it. So I'm going to be buying this at some point and rereading it and annotating it. I have requested Lark and Leather. Leather and Lark? Lark and Leather. I can't remember which way it's around. Leather and Lark from the library, so hopefully I'll get that soon. It is on, someone else has it at the moment, so it might take a couple of weeks to come through, but I am in love, and I really love it too because at the same time one of my good friends, Rosie from Archives of a Fantasy Addict on Instagram, she was currently listening to it, so we were kind of having a bit of a buddy read, which was a fun time. I'm not really sure what to pick up next. I've got quite a few books that I could pick up. I'm not sure. I might do another library book, or I might do one of my ebooks. That's so specific and well done. I'm not sure what I want to read next, but I will let you know when I've got something. I finally decided on what my next book is going to be, and it is going to be an audiobook, which is going to be That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemon. So this is a 7-hour audiobook, so I should be able to finish it pretty quickly tomorrow, which is exciting. So all I know about this is our main character is Cinnamon, and she ends up getting drunk and has to save a demon. That's all. That's all I know. So let's have a quick look at the synopsis, and then I will let you know what my thoughts are. Spice Writer Cinnamon's quiet life is turned upside down when she ends up on a quest with a fiery demon in his irreverently quirky rom-com fantasy that is sweet, steamy, and funny as hell. All she wanted to do with her life was live her life in peace. Maybe get a cat, expand the family spice farm. Really, anything that didn't involve going on an adventure where an orc might rip her face off. But they say the goddess has favour, and if so, Sin is clearly not one of them. After saving the demon Fallon in a wine-drunk stupor, all Fallon wants to do is kill an evil witch and saving his people. And who can blame him? But he's dragging Cinnamon along for the ride. On the bright side, he at least keeps burning off his shirt. So immediately from the synopsis, you can tell how witty and snarky and funny this is going to be. I've heard that it is a silly, goofy time, and I'm very, very excited for this one. So I'll definitely be reading this tomorrow, and I will update you when I've finished that one. Yeah, so I have a lot of books that I need to get through for this vlog, so I'm kind of working my way through them. I've borrowed a lot more on my library app, so I have quite a few other books that I need to get to. So hopefully once I finish this, I can then pick up my next physical read. I have a lot going on at the moment and I'm getting very overwhelmed. The word of advice: don't do a massive vlog project while also doing another challenge with some friends and then also trying to read ARCs. It doesn't work while also trying to work full time, work as a PA for an author friend, and then also running a YouTube channel. There's too much going on. But anyway, I will update you when I've got an update. I finally did what I was going to say, and I actually read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemon today at work. Kimberly Lemming. I think I said that. Anyway, I gave this 4 stars. I listened to this audiobook. It was really, really quick. It was a 7-hour audiobook. I didn't realize how short it was, but I flew through it. This made me laugh, it made me giggle, it made me smile. I really, really enjoyed Cinnamon and the male main character, Fallon. Their relationship was really cute. I loved how possessive he was and immediately he wanted to be with her, and how productive he was and trying to convince her to be with him. I thought that was really cute. I did find that it was a little bit rushed. I found that if it was a little bit longer, I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. It was very, the relationship developed really, really quick as well. So I couldn't give it a 5-star, and I do think unfortunately this isn't something that I'm going to remember or that I'm obsessed with. It was a great, silly, goofy, fun time while reading it, but I honestly, at the end of this vlog, which is going to probably be towards the end of October, it is now the 17th of September, I'm betting that I won't remember a hell of a lot about this book, but it was fun for the time. 4-star read for me, and I had a really good time with it. So I'm definitely going to be picking up my next book, which I'm very excited about, so let me go grab it. The physical book that I'm going to be picking up is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read one of Jennifer L. Armentrout's older series, the Dark Element series, last year, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. And I know this is a very popular one within the Bookstagram, Booktube, Book Talk community. I know this whole series is beloved, so I'm very intrigued. I've heard so many people talking about it and I'm very excited to check it out. I don't really know much about this. All I know is that our main character is a maiden, so she can't be touched. She has to stay a virgin or something like that, and then she has a bodyguard. That's all I really know, so I'm going to start it tonight, and I'll come in and check in with you when I know a little bit more about what's going on. I am 93 pages into From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm still a little bit unsure as to where this plot is going. I haven't really looked at the back because don't really want to read the back, but from what I've already told you, we have Poppy. She is a maiden and she has been chosen to ascend. Now, she doesn't know what that means. No one really knows what that means. She thinks she might die. People believe that she's going to live. So yeah, it's very interesting. And she has been sneaking out and disappearing and kind of experiencing life on her terms. Because as a maiden, she's not allowed to be touched, receive pleasure, be looked upon, because she has to wear a veil across her face. And she comes across Hawk and has a little bit of an encounter with Hawk, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I really like Hawk as a main as a character. I'm very intrigued. But yeah, I'm not really sure where this is going, but I'm having a great time with it. I'm really enjoying it. It is definitely quick paced. I started this last night and I got 93 pages in, which is pretty good. So yeah, I am going to do a little bit more work this evening. I've got an email to draft up for my author, who is, I'm his personal assistant, which is really exciting. So if you are an indie author and you are watching my videos, thank you for one. But if you're looking for a PA who can help you with social media, emails, Google Forms, all that kind of thing, hit me up and we can have a discussion. But yeah, I'm gonna draft up an email for him, make some social media content from my Runaway Irish Girl Instagram. Links always down below if you want to check it out and give me a follow. And then I'm gonna go back into reading. So yeah, and tomorrow is my day off, so we're going out down to Whangarei. My partner has a hospital appointment, so we are just going to have a little bit of fun, chill out and have the day off, which is going to be really nice. So I might go into a couple of bookshops, maybe convince my partner to let me buy some books, we shall see. And yeah, I'm very excited. So I'm gonna go get some work done and then I will get into reading. Hello. It is the afternoon. We have just gotten home from Whangarei. If you saw the clips right before this, we had some yummy burgers for food, and then we also went bowling. Also did Ryan's appointment, and I bought a few books as a prize for winning in one of the rounds of bowling. I swear to God, my first round of bowling was terrible. So the first book that I bought is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. So this is the sequel to Butcher and Blackbird, which I already read in this vlog, and I've been told that this one is even better, that some people have loved this even more than book one. So I'm very excited to pick this one up, probably very soon. Next one that I picked up was Lightlark. I've heard quite a bit about this. It is by Alex Astor. Not 100% sure what this is about, but welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and the realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates anything. So it sounds really good, very interested. And then I've also picked up one of the books that has to be in this vlog, which is A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. I know she normally writes contemporary romance, so I'm very intrigued to see what her fantasy romance series is about. Not really sure what this is about, but I'm very intrigued to read this for this vlog as well at some point. So those are the 3 books that I've bought. So yeah, not too bad with that. I bought some other books, but they are for gifts for a book swap that I'm doing, so I'm very excited for that. But let's get to a reading update. So I'm currently still reading from Blood and Ash. I am on chapter 15, which is page 184. I'm really enjoying this. So things are starting to heat up now. There is starting to be a little bit more plot, where right now there is a very high action moment that's happening, and we've seen Poppy and Hawke meet again, although we're very unsure whether Hawke actually knows it's Poppy or not, but I think he does. He is very forthgoing and very honest and talks to her like he's known her his whole life, which she is very confused by. And yeah, I'm very intrigued by this one, so I'm going to continue reading this evening. And yeah, I'll give you an update when I've got something else to say. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump on the computer and look at some different courses that I might be able to take, so I can start upgrading my life and get a little bit more education, so I can maybe one day get a better job than what I have right now, which pays a little more. So I'm going to do that, have a little bit of research, and then I'm going to get into reading because I'm tired and it's time to chill out before I have to go back to work tomorrow. But then it's the weekend after tomorrow, so I'm very excited. And I'll talk to you soon. reading updates. So I finished From Blood and Ash last night. I had a really great time with it. I don't think it is going to be a 5-star. I think it's a 4-star for me. I felt like I didn't get those 5-star vibes from this, but I did really enjoy it. I love Hulk and Poppy and their relationship as they grow. I love the twists and turns that this took, although I did see quite a few of these things that were playing out and I kind of guessed where it was going towards the end. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I had a really great time with this. I really love the epic fantasy feel of it, and I really like this slow burn romance that we get in here, and I love seeing how the world is starting to open up to us, and I'm definitely going to be continuing with this series. I've put the second book on hold from the library, so I'll definitely be getting to that soon. But yeah, 4-star read for me. Don't think it was my favorite book, but I've heard that book 2 is even better than this, so I'm very excited to see what happens and how the world is going to expand even more and where this whole story is going. So last night I did finish From Blood and Ash, so then I decided to pick up By the Orchid and the Owl by Maria Montoya. I've heard so many people talking about this. So in this one we're following Reina, and she is just turned 18 and she is going to the Echelon Institute, which is this island where they get gifted magic, and they have 5 different types of magic that they can get when they go through this branding. And something happens where Reina has discovered that she has a secret magic that no one knows about and can put her in a lot of danger. So we then come across Cohen, who helps her and helps her hide that magic and start to figure out why she has this magic. I'm really enjoying it. I am 32% of the way in, so page 133, and I'm having the greatest time. This is such a quick, fast read. I'm really loving this world. It's very unique, also very Hogwarts reminiscent with the sorting sort of system. I just like the way that you go in not knowing where you're going to go, and then the branding in this world kind of tells you where you fit in this world, which is very exciting. I'm also very intrigued to see these friendships grow. I think it's going to be very found family, and I'm just having a really good time with it. I thought I would come and update you now before I get the whole way through it and then be like, whoops, I didn't update this vlog, but I'm having a really good time with it. I've heard so many amazing things for this, and I'm very glad that this is put on my September TBR by Kelly for our September TBR takeover. So it's knocking 2 birds with 1 stone, which is great. So I had to do it for this vlog and then also for my September TBR takeover. So yeah, having the best time with these reads. So I will update you when I get further into this if anything crazy else happens in here, and I'm very excited to see the relationship between Cohen and Reina develop, because I can already see that there is going to be a romance blossoming between them, so I'm very excited. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I'll go over and explain what we're doing. Hello!
Hi.
So, in our supermarket, when we spend $30, we get these little packs of Worlds of Wonder, which are Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars collectible cards. And we have massive piles each to open, so we're just going to go through and open all of them and see what we got. Hello. Okay, so quite a few reading updates to go through. Sorry about the lighting. I'm just trying to find new places to film in this room. Anyway, I finished By the Orchid and the Owl by Maria Montoya. I had a great time with this. I really loved it. Cohen is such the dark and broody guy that we all love in romantasy books, and I really loved Raina. She was a really great character. She's so strong, positive, and I just had a great time with this book. I really loved the found family aspect and the friendships that were developed within this, and I'm very, very curious to see how this series continues. Book 1 ended on such a cliffhanger, and I'm so excited to see where the next one goes. Hopefully the next one will be coming out soon, but this was definitely a 5-star rate for me. So then I also picked up Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is book 1 in the Plated Prisoner series, and I have currently read 68 pages. So in this one we're following a King Midas retelling. So in this one, King Midas has the power to gold touch. So he can touch anything and turn it into gold. And he has gold touched Oren, our main character, and she is his prized possession. So she's basically living in this cage, and she is kind of his concubine, I guess you would say. He's one of his many concubines. And where I'm at the moment, there is war brewing. The king has decided that he is going to go to war, and Oren is now caught in the middle. She has kind of become this bargaining chip for the king. And that's where I'm at so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely talking about obsession, control, and I'm having a really good time. So I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I've heard that this series is very well loved, so I'm very excited to see where this goes. This is a 6-book series, I think, and the last book has recently just released, so I definitely can continue with this series if I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, because I know book 1 is definitely the base, the starter base of kind of going into this wilder world. This is like the foundation book where we're learning everything, and then everything just expands and goes from there. So I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. Not really sure if I like King Midas, and I hope as of right now that he is not the female character's love interest. I don't know. I kind of want I want her to find someone who cherishes her for who she is, not for what she is. And yeah, I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, so I'll keep you updated. We've also recently just found a Oreo flavored Coke, and we're going to try that later at some point, so I'll definitely be filming that when me and my partner try it, so that'll be definitely interesting. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading this, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, I can't see.
No, I cut this off. So as I mentioned in my last clip, we found the Coca-Cola Oreo limited edition. So we're going to try it. The thing is, he doesn't like Coke, so this is going to be interesting. Okay. Looks like Coke. Do you want just a little bit?
Yeah. You're gonna have to finish it anyway, I'm not.
Smells like Coke. You can taste the Oreo. Just like
It's not as bad as I thought it was.
No, there's like a small hint of like Oreo, like sweetness, but then it just tastes like Coke. So it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
It's fine. I'm out.
He's out. Guild by Raven Kennedy. my camera was already set up for doing the Coke tasting, so I'm just going to lean over. But I am currently 190 pages into this. Am I supposed to be rooting for King Midas? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know if this is the main relationship that we're going to be following. Because if it is, I'm going to be sad. I don't like Midas. I don't like how he treats everyone. But I am definitely intrigued in the actual plot and seeing this war come about and seeing what's going to actually happen. I'm also liking that I'm seeing Oren criticize how he's ruling the kingdom, and I can definitely see a change within her about her feelings towards King Midas and realizing that maybe he's not as perfect as she believed. She met him when she was 15, and so she's been like encapsulated in this world with him. She's been with him for 10 years now, and yeah, I definitely do see the commentary on it being this ruler who can make everything turn to gold, but the place on the outskirts of where the castle is, there is the poor, and they are definitely poor and destitute. So yeah, I don't think I like King Midas, but I'm definitely intrigued to see where this is going, and yeah, I'll keep you updated as I go along. Alrighty, update on Guild. I am 250 pages in, and things have definitely changed from the last time I updated. So like I said, don't like King Midas, still don't like him, but things have changed. We have kind of hit this new part within the plot, and I think that this is definitely going to open up the world. I don't want to talk too much about it because I know people have talked about it before, but I don't want to really spoil anything. I kind of want you to go in a little bit blind. So in this, I'm very excited to see where it goes now. I'm also very excited to see Oren become her own person. I love that she is starting to realize that she doesn't want to be trapped in this cage anymore. She wants to live and be free and breathe the fresh air. She hasn't done it in 10 years, and I'm very, very excited to see where the rest of this goes. So I have about 100 or so pages left, maybe a little bit more than that, but I'm very, very excited. So that's the physical book that I'm going to be reading, but I also have an audio book. I've got a couple of audiobooks that I've got on my Libby that I'm going to be picking up in the next little while. So the one that I'm going to be picking up is Hunger Like No Other by Cresley Cole. So I have heard that this is book 2 in a series, but I've had confirmation from BRI, who this whole vlog is about, basically saying I don't need to read book 1 because book 1 is a short little novella and it's just no plot, all smutty stuff. So I think I'm going to be reading this one. So after enduring years of torture from the vampire horde, Lachlan McReeve, leader of the Lykie clan, is enraged to find the predestinate he waited millennia for is a vampire, or partly one. Emmeline Troy is a small, ethereal, half-Valkyrie, half-vampire who somehow begins to soothe the fury burning within him. Sheltered Emmeline finally sets out to uncover the truth about her deceased parents until a powerful Lykie claims her as his mate and forces her back to his ancestral Scottish castle. There her fear of the Lykie and their notorious dark desires ebbs as he begins a slow, wicked seduction to sate her own dark cravings. Yet, when an ancient evil from her past resurfaces, will their desire deepen into a love that can bring a proud warrior to his knees and turn a gentle beauty into the fighter she was born to be. Ooh, I'm very intrigued. So this is definitely an older title. It is from 2011, but Bree says this is a really great series and she really, really wants me to continue with this series and get to the ballerina one. So we will see how that goes, but I'm very intrigued. It is a 12-hour audiobook, so I'll definitely be reading it tomorrow. I've definitely been in my vampire era, so I definitely think it is time for me to read this, so I'll be listening to that tomorrow, and then when I get home I'll be continuing with Guild, and then we'll go from there. I'm really on the pump trying to get some of these books done because I'm hoping that this video will be ended at the end of October, so we shall see. Anyway, I'll update you tomorrow with more reading updates. Time for some updates. The lighting is weird. Let's move this way. Okay, so I just finished Guild by Raven Kennedy, and I'm going to be giving this a 4 stars. As I've mentioned before, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to like Midas as a character here. I don't know if the main relationship that we're actually supposed to be rooting for is Midas and Oren. So I'm very confused there, but he did infuriate me. He made me very angry. I didn't like how women are treated within this world, but again, that is kind of how things are in fantasy romances generally. So I did like the atmosphere, I liked the writing, I liked the characters somewhat. Oren is a bit whiny and annoying, but I did enjoy it. So this is a 4-star rate for me, and I will be continuing with the series. I had a great time. I had a good time with it. I'm very intrigued to see where this story is going to go, because we've definitely expanded quite a bit from where we started with this book. So I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen. At the end of this, we also get this sort of poem that is kind of giving you a feel for what happened to Oren and how things happened with her and King Midas and how they are where they are now. And yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see where this goes and where it expands to. The next book that I finished was A Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole. I give this 4 stars. This is really, really good. This is a werewolf vampire romance, and I had a great time with it. I really, really enjoyed it. I listened to it on audio today at work, and it went through quite quickly. It's an 8-hour audiobook, 12-hour audiobook, so I listened to it in about 6 hours. I really, really enjoyed it. It made me laugh, it made me smile. I really liked the smut in here. It was really good. For a book that was written in 2011, I didn't see anything terribly wrong. I didn't see any of those, 2011 things that you generally see within paranormal romance, like sexism and things like that. But there was certain points within the story where I kind of wanted to strangle Lachlan, because there were certain things that he was doing and I was like, boy, you better not do that, because that's not good. But yeah, I had a really, really good time with it. So I will definitely be picking up the next book, whatever that is going to be. I think these are a series of standalones, so we may be following characters from that we met in this book, but we're learning their story. I think that's what we're doing. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I'll definitely continue with that series too, but that is definitely not a priority because it seems to be a series of singular standalones. So yeah, that is my update. I think I'm going to be picking up The Wren in the Holly Library next, because it is on my Libby. So it is an ebook format on my Libby that I can only read on my phone, not on my Kindle, unfortunately, because Libby, it doesn't have send to Kindle in New Zealand, which is very frustrating. But we will read something and I'll come back and give you an update. But I got this beautiful package from my friend with the Bessie, with this gorgeous necklace that holds crystals, and it is interchangeable too. So her business is Astral Apothecary, and I'll link all of the details down below as well. But if you're looking for some fun, cute keychains, or crystals and necklaces, she also does a bracelet in the same way. You should definitely check out her stuff. I'll definitely link her Instagram down below so you can get in touch if you want some cool bookish adjacent merch and crystal stuff. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
This person loves wasting money.
Okay.
Hell yeah, this is my type of setup.
More figurine maxing.
Sorry. Sorry.
You okay with
I
it?
gotta stop looking. Copious amounts of manga. Copious amounts of
Oh,
figurines.
Bobby.
Look at the size of that one in the bottom right of that case. That is not cheap.
Okay, I am not at all surprised at the Final Fantasy Endwalker.
Hello. Alright, it is time for my update on Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. I think that's what it is. I am on chapter 8, chapter 7 and chapter 8. It's not too far into the book, but I am reading it on my tablet. So instead of my Kindle, like I already mentioned before, I have to read it on my tablet or my phone because it is on Libby and I can't just send it to my Kindle, which is unfortunate. But I am enjoying it so far. So in this one, we're following our main character, who is a master thief, and she ends up breaking into the Holly library to steal something, but she gets caught by the person inside, and turns out he's not a person, he's a monster, and he has decided that he will let her go if she helps him with the job. And we're just going from there. So we're doing a little bit of world building. We're learning about our main character and who she is and who her friends are and kind of the life that is happening in this world. So I'm very, very intrigued to see where we're going. But I got 2 awesome packages today that I do want to show you. So I got my Bookish and Spice fantasy romance box, and the book is Trick by Natalie Jaster, and this edition is beautiful. So I did change the jacket because I reversed the jacket because I wasn't a big fan of the actual jacket that they had on, but I'll show you that one too. So this is what I put on, which I think is beautiful, and this is what was already on the book, which I think is nice, but I just don't like his face on it. I don't know. But yeah. And then we've got the Naked hardcover and the end pages, which are beautiful. We also got a art print with this one, which I think is stunning. It is a little bit not safe for work, so I will try and cover up the not safe for work bit, but it is stunning. We also got our bookmark, and then we also got our enamel pin, which I think is great. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this subscription. I'm very excited to check out this book. It is about a court jester and a princess, so I'm very intrigued. He also kind of looks like a vampire, so I want to see if he is a vampire or not. Not 100% sure. And then I got the first part of my package for the NZ book swap, and I got a beautiful package from Beyond Books. Talia bought a blind date with a book for me, and that book was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And then in the blind date with a book, you also get some stickers that says probably reading smut. Then we have a dragon on a stack of books, and then buy me books and call me a good girl. Then we also get some sticky tabs. We also get a tropes bookmark, a TBR card that you scratch and it will tell you what your next book should be, and then this cute little, I think it's supposed to be a bookmark. And then I also got 2 pens, which I'm already using and really, really enjoying. So she did say that there is another package on the way for me, so we will see about that. But now I am going to go back to reading because it's time for me to read. I've been a bit busy this afternoon and haven't got any reading done. But yeah, I will update you with more when I get through more of Ren in the Holly Library. And I think I might listen to an audiobook tomorrow, which is My Roommate is a Vampire. And this one is where our main character moves into this new house, has a roommate, and believes he is a vampire. It's supposed to be like a fun, quirky comedy, romance comedy, rom-com. And yeah, I've heard really good things about it, so I'm very intrigued to maybe listen to that tomorrow, depending on how I feel. If not, I'll update you anyway, and I'll see you soon. Happy Saturday. It is time for a reading update. I am currently on, I am 57% of the way through The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind, and I'm having a really good time with it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking seeing the world. I really like this unique sort of perspective on monsters and humans, and I'm just having a really good time with it. I really like our main character. She is badass. She takes no shit. She is great at what she does. She's a thief, and she is planning this big mission with the monster that she broke into the house at the beginning. I'm really loving the tension between them. I'm liking that it's some of the chapters we're getting different perspectives from people within the story, and how certain things that they're doing is going to lead up to, I'm guessing, the end of this book. I'm having a really good time with it. I'm just really liking how our main character is so ready to do anything for her friends, and knowing that she could die doing this mission, but making sure that her friends will be taken care of for if that does happen. I also read My Roommate is a Vampire yesterday by Jenna Levine, and I really enjoyed this. This is a 4-star read for me. It was a very quick read. It was very funny and comedic, and I just had a really good time with it. I really liked seeing Frederick learn more about the world and the century that he's living in, and I just really liked our other main character, our female main character. I can't remember her name. And I really loved Cassie. She is a kind of down on her luck character, so we can kind of see how things have not been great for her. She's in this rut and she really needs this broom, and how her life starts to change as she gets more comfortable in herself and her abilities, and starting to trust herself and believe in herself, which I really enjoyed. I wouldn't say that this book is spicy. There is pretty much one spicy scene, and it was quite spicy. I had a good time with that one, but I wouldn't say that this is a spicy read. It's definitely more of a slow burn romance, and we're just watching these two people who are living together, finding out about each other, learning about each other, and then slowly falling in love, which I thought was really great. So I had a good time with that one. It was a 4-star read. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and finish The Wren in the Holly Library today, and then we will go from there. I do have so many books to read, but we are getting there. I've got 2 more days of September, so hopefully I can get a few more in before the end of the month, but we shall see.
Leave me alone.
What are you doing? Time for me to talk about The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. I gave it 3 stars. I just didn't feel a connection to the story. The first little bit of the story where I gave you an update, I was really enjoying it. I liked our main character. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the dystopian vibes of the story. But I don't know, there were certain things as I was going through the story which I literally did not care. I found it to be very slow going. I liked the relationship that was starting to develop. These people are 2 very broken people. And watching them come together was quite nice. But then again, there were certain things that were happening at the end of this story, and I literally did not care. Like, no emotion, no thoughts. I was just reading it and going, cool. So I don't know, I just feel like I'm missing something with this story. I just didn't connect with it as much as I would have wanted, which is unfortunate, but it is another one ticked off for this vlog, so that is great. But this is the worst book of the vlog so far. But I'm a little bit disappointed, so I am going to be cancelling my pre-order for this book, but that's okay. And yeah, now I need to figure out what I'm going to read next for this vlog. So I was looking through my list, and I think that there is 2 short novellas that are on here that I think I might check out. So yeah, I don't know. take that one off. So we've got Pump 2 and the Honey Bloods, I think. So I might pull those up and we can have a quick look and see which one intrigues me at the moment, because I'm just trying to get as many of these done before October as I can, because so Honey Bloods is a sapphic vampire romance novella and it is 172 pages, which could be good. And then we've got Pump 2, if it comes up, by J. Cherry, and it is 165 pages. So I think I might go for the vampire one, Honey Bloods. I'll read the synopsis, I'll start reading it, and then I'll let you know. So Twilight meets Jennifer's body in this bite-sized sapphic vampire romance novel full of sweetness, snark, gore, and only one motel bed. Queen Bee, Honey Williams, and burnout Sadie Greer haven't spoken since middle school, when a huge fight ended their lifelong friendship and sent the girls down wildly different paths. All of this changes when Honey turns up at 3 a.m. to ask Sadie to help her bury a body and kill the indie band that turned her into a vampire. It's the tail end of summer vacation. They've got the band's tour dates, a full tank of gas, and 2 weeks before senior year starts. But Honey's newfound hunger is insatiable, and the road trip gets even gorier than they anticipated. Despite all the bloody motel rooms and near misses with murder, Sadie and Honey grow reluctantly close for the first time since they were kids. But every road ends, and Honey's bloodlust isn't the only thing threatening to destroy their healing friendship. That sounds like a fun time, so I think I'm going to pick that one up and get it through it tonight, because that sounds like a great time. So I'm going to start that on my Kindle, and I will update you probably when I finished.
Like there, as well as Oz fans, like our drinks we get, obviously keep Ron, gin, and Oz. One that we drink more price from what I also is we got a membership in Costco, so we get the our grade
Just like I thought, it was a very quick read. So this is a 4-star read for me. I liked it. I never really get into novellas, I think, because I find that I just don't get that connection with characters that I really would like. But this is really cute, and it is a sapphic vampire novella where we're following our two main characters who are on this journey trying to help Honey track down the people who've turned her into a vampire. There is content warnings for like gore, murder, all that type of thing, but I felt like it wasn't too gratuitous, and if you have trigger warnings for that, I think you'll absolutely be fine going into this. I had a good time with it. It was fun, it was cute, and I will definitely be continuing with the series because it is interesting. And yeah, I had a good time. I do want to see their romance develop more, because there wasn't as much romance as I was expecting, because on the title in Goodreads it says that it is a sapphic romance novella. Now, most of this book was them spent trying to rekindle their friendship and kind of getting over the hurt that they have caused one another. So I do think that I kind of went in with an expectations that it was going to be more sapphic, so I'm definitely intrigued to see what book 2 entails. So the next one that I'm going to be picking up is another novella, and it is called Pump 2 by J. Cherry. So this is a contemporary romance. There's a little bit of a darker spin on it. So we're following our main character Violet. She has a predictable job, and she takes a turn when she finds herself developing a crush on a customer. What is she attracted to? Well, so it seems like he is a masked character, and his masked appearance assumes a prominent role in their friendship. Violet interfaces a stranger must face the looming fear that the romance might fade once the mask is removed. So I'm interested. It's a dark contemporary romance. It is 165 pages, so I will definitely finish this if we're not going to bed anytime soon. It is 11:15 at night. We generally stay up a little bit later on a Saturday, so if I don't finish it tonight, I'll definitely be finishing it tomorrow. Good morning. It is late. It's almost not morning anymore. Might even be afternoon right now. I don't know. Went to bed at 2 a.m. last night. But I did finish Pump 2 by J. Cherry, and I gave this 4 stars. I had a really good time with it. This is just a fun, smutty, dark romance where we're following our main character who works at this gas station. And this guy keeps coming in with a helmet on, and they start forming an attraction. And I really, really enjoyed it. I really liked them together. I really liked the banter between them. I really liked the spice. It was a lot of fun. And I really liked the reveal of his face. I thought that was a really fun way to do it, and how giggly they were about it. I really, really liked it. I liked how he's very protective of her. I was expecting, I don't know, something else at the end or towards the end where something big was going to happen with a certain thing that happened previously within the book, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I would definitely read more from J. Cherry. I have a feeling that she's going to continue with the series, and we're going to kind of see our female main characters' friends get their relationships, I think. So that will be definitely great. So I've been reading a lot of Kindle books at the moment, but I do want to pick up a physical book. So I didn't have many on the list, unfortunately. So I made my partner Ryan pick one out for me, and he picked The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. So this is one that I've heard a lot about. This is book 1 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and this is The Hunger Games meets vampires in a epic fantasy romance of dark magic and bloodthirsty intrigue. So I'm very, very interested to go into this one. I'm not 100% sure what this is about. There is quite a big synopsis. But the adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Araya, carved her place in the world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is to enter the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Araya is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is ruthless. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Araya most of all is that she finds herself strangely drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kajari, and nothing more deadly than love. So yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm definitely in my vampire mood, so I'll definitely be very intrigued to read this one. So I'm going to start this today. I do have quite a bit of other stuff to do as well, so I don't know if I'm going to get too far into it, but I am very, very excited because I've heard great things about this. So yeah, I will update you when I start reading. So I started Serpent and the Wings of Night yesterday, and I got 120 pages in. I immediately started highlighting things in pencil, so I did start to annotate because I am loving this so far. I'm having a really, really great time. I'm really enjoying our main character, Araya. She is this human who's living in the vampire world, so she has to fight to stay alive every single day. I'm at a part now where we are at the second trial, or leading up to the second trial, and she is having to work with other vampires to stay safe, and I'm just having a really good time. I'm seeing certain things that may lead into the conflict of the story. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling about certain few characters that I'm a bit wary of. But I'm very excited to continue with this one. I'm having a really good time, and I'm very excited. So I am going to drink my smoothie. I put it in a glass so it makes me feel fancy, because we started a new 8-week challenge today, which is a summer shred challenge. So we are trying to lose as much weight as we can in the next 8 weeks, along with a group of other people. The main goal is to just lose more body fat composition and yeah, just feel better about ourselves. So we have been to the gym twice today, we've eaten all our food, so I'm finishing off my afternoon snack, and yeah, so I'm going to edit a video right now, get it scheduled to upload for tomorrow, and then probably get into some reading. So I'm very excited, and I'll give you an update when I have a new update. This is the exact same position as I updated in the last clip, but I've got my smoothie, and I'm just going to do a little bit on my computer because I have signed up for study. So I got a orientation call tonight. I'm going to be doing a level 3 business admin and technology course. It's a 16-week course, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, so I've got that call, so I want to make sure that everything is set up correctly before I log in and not being able to do anything. But I got a very exciting package today from the wonderful Bessie. She decided that she was going to sell this, and I had to snap it up, and it is perfect because it is part of this vlog as well. Sorry if you can hear all the crinkling. She wrapped it really well in bubble wrap. But we have Butcher and Blackbird by Brent Weaver. This is the Bookish Box exclusive luxe edition, and it is just stunning. I'm not sure if I actually like the dust jacket that's on it. I might reverse it. We've got the reverse dust jacket, which I think I do like a little bit better. Then we have the naked hardcover, which is nice and shiny. Then we have the end papers, which I really like. And then we also have it signed, which I think is awesome. So I definitely had to pick this one up. So yeah, I think I'm going to maybe switch over the dust jacket and see if I like this one better. Let's see. I like that they do reverse jackets, so if you don't like the one that's already on it, you can change it. But honestly, getting this makes me want to... Ooh, yeah, I think I like that better. Doesn't that look better? I think it does. Stunning, beautiful. I am obsessed with this book, and I want to reread it right now. So, before I start rereading Butcher and Blackbird, I've also haven't made much progress in The Serpent in the Wings of Night. I am on chapter 22, which is page 167. I got a little bit into this on Tuesday, I think, but I have fallen down a dark romance unhinged rabbit hole. So I've read A Little Stranger, and I recently just read, today I just finished Haunting Adeline. So I'm kind of listening to those yeah, and then I also had an a book to finish before I read an arc. So I haven't read much of this, but I'm definitely going to be focusing on this tonight because I need to get into this and really start chipping away at the rest of the books in this vlog. But where I am at the moment, I'm really, really enjoying it. We are starting to see our two main characters, Araya and, oh shit, what's his name? Rain. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know, but we're starting to see them come together and start to get to know each other a little bit better, and that relationship is starting to develop into a sort of allies scenario. So yeah, I'm having a good time with this, and I'm definitely excited to get back into it tonight. But before I do that, I'm going to jump on and try and figure out all of this cold stuff because I'm scared. So I'll update you when I've got an update. Hello. It is time for my update on The Serpents and the Wings of Night. I finished this on the weekend and I had the best time. I absolutely love this book. I tabbed it up so much. I've given this 5 stars. It made me tear up towards the end. I really love our main character Araya, and I really love Rain. I'm still not sure how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Rain. And I just loved their dynamic. They began really not liking each other, but having to come together to be allies to survive the Gajari. And I really liked it. I really liked watching them start to become friends, and then a little bit more than that, and then watching them have to deal with everything that happens towards the end, and the ending was insane. The cliffhanger at the end of this is going to live in my brain for the rest of my life. I am so obsessed with this. And if you've read no, that's a spoiler. I think that's a spoiler. I won't say it, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really like the dark fantasy, and I really like the that it was definitely more epic fantasy than it was fantasy romance. So I had a great time with this, and I'm definitely going to be picking up Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. I think that's the title of the second one, very soon. Hopefully on KU, but I do kind of want the physical copy, but I am on a book buying ban, so we'll see. I might read it on KU and then buy it at a later point and go over my annotations and stuff. But yes, I am obsessed. I love it so much, and I'm very excited to see where this series goes. So I will probably be picking up my next book soon. I'm not 100% sure because I do have a couple of other books that I do need to read before then. I've got an arc, and I'm finishing my beta read for an author. So yeah, I will come in when I have my next read and when I have started it and what my thoughts are. Initial thoughts anyway. Talk to you soon. It has been a few days, but I'm here with a reading update. So I'm currently reading Down Comes the Night by Alison Saft. I think that's how you pronounce her surname, on my tablet on Libby. I've already mentioned this before with my tablet and Libby. I can't read ebooks on my Kindle. So I'm currently reading Down Comes the Night by Alison Saft. This is a YA fantasy romance. I think that's what you categorize it at, and I am 19% of the way in. So in this one, we're following our main character, Ren, and she is a little bit unruly and is getting on the bad side of the Queen, and she ends up getting taken off her duties as a healer in the army and brought back to the abbot where she used to live, and she really doesn't want to do that. And then comes a letter where a neighboring kingdom is asking her to come to heal his servant, and it turns out that this servant that needs healing is the enemy of her country. So we're watching that. I think it's going to be an enemies to lovers story. I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. I'm 19% of the way in. Ren is definitely a very unruly character. She does what she wants, and she kind of forgets that there's consequences for the things that she does. So I think I'm going to definitely like her as a main character. There's also some LGBTQIA plus diversity in here, which I think is really great to see in YA novels. We don't see a lot of that, so I'm really glad that we get to see that. And it's a very complicated relationship. So Ren has a best friend, Una, and she also loves her. and Una has chosen her career over Ren, and we're just watching that dynamic. But now that at the point in the story that I'm at, she is now going to the other kingdom to try and redeem herself, because this person has promised that if she heals his servant, he will help with the war that is going to be upcoming. So she wants to redeem herself in favor of the queen, to show her that she can be trusted and should be the healer for the army. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. It is very heavy in the world building at the beginning, and I'm finding it a little bit hard to concentrate, but I think that is just me at the moment because I have a lot going on. I've been banging out a lot of study, and I've been very tired and overwhelmed and fatigued this week, so my reading has definitely taken a bit of a nosedive, but that's okay. Hopefully this weekend I will read a lot because I'm very excited. I think I'm going to pick up a couple of books that I'm really excited about over the weekend, and we will see where we go with that. But yeah, 19% of the way in, so I'm going to read a little bit before bed because it's almost bedtime again, and I'll update you when I've got something to talk about, whether it's more updates on this or if I've started another book, whatever the case may be. Alrighty, so I am still reading Down Comes the Night by Alison Shaft. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I am 47% of the way in. I'm kind of reading this on and off when I've got a little bit of time because I'm currently filming another vlog where I'm just reading a book that I'm really excited about. So I'm currently reading Leather and Lark for that one, but I am just picking this up when I'm having dinner, when I'm out and about, and just having actually a fun time with it. So we are in this gothic manor house, and it is quite creepy because our main character Ren is hearing screaming, and she's not sure whether it's haunted or if she's actually hearing screaming. I'm really liking the dynamic between Ren and Hal. We're kind of seeing that Ren really doesn't like him because he is the enemy, but then we're also seeing that Hal may have an intrigue with her, which I think is really good. Yeah, so we're in this creepy manor and everything is quite creepy. It's very atmospheric, and there's one point where that I really wanted to make note of yesterday, but because our main character is she is like a doctor and she's got magical abilities to heal, and we're in her point of view, the way she describes things is very medical. So for example, where let me pull it up. So there's a certain point where she is going in out of her room and she is in this like dark corridor, and the way the author has written this is just so interesting. Outside her room there was complete esophageal darkness, tight and swallowing. So because Ren is a medical person who is a doctor, she explains things in a medical way. Like, she explains that this corridor is so dark it's almost like the esophagus, and I just found that to be really interesting and something that I picked up yesterday, which I thought was really cool. So I do like the writing, but I am finding that it is a little bit slow going. I am 50% of the way in, almost 50% of the way in, and not a lot is happening, which is okay, but I would have liked there to be a little bit more drama, or something else going on. Lowry, who's in here, is very creepy. He's very creepy and weird, so I'm very intrigued to see where that is going with him and what is going on with him and why he has kind of hidden himself away from everyone. And I'm also intrigued about Ren and Hal working together to try and figure out what's happening to their soldiers who are going missing. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what happens with this, but again, it is a little bit slow going, so I don't think it is going to be a very high rating, maybe a 3-star, and if anything kind of picks up from here on out, possibly a 4-star, but I don't think it's going to be a 5, which is fine. We can't win with every book in this vlog, but we will get there. So yeah, I will continue reading and I'll update you when I've got any more updates, but I am excited to continue. Hello. It's been a while since I've updated. I think it was the weekend that I last updated, but I finished Down Comes the Night by Alison Saft, and I gave this 4 stars. So everything that I said is still the same. I did really find it a little bit slow going. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I expected to, which is unfortunate, but as we move through the story, I did really like watching Hal and Ren start to realized that they had feelings for each other. I really liked the slow burn romance of it all, and I thought that was really good. And I did like the ending more so than the start, which I think is great anyway. So I picked up This Deceit. So the next book that I picked up is This Deceit of Ours by Shannon R. Lear. This is a book that is highly recommended by BRI. She has not stopped talking about it recently, and I did pick it up for free because the author was running a promotion where she was putting it up for free on Kindle because it was the anniversary of the book, which I thought was great. So I snagged it up instead of having to read it on KU. Immediately, I am straight obsessed with this book. So in this one, we're following Saoirse, and she is the heir to a clan. And her father has gone missing, and she has no idea where he is or where he's gone. And she runs into the Prince of the Demon King in the... I'm trying to still kind of figuring out what's happening, but there's a certain part of this world where you can go in, and it's like the shadow world where all the demons live. And humans can go there, but they have to be careful that they don't get stuck before the night ends. She comes across the Prince of the Demon King, and he gives her a proposition that if she helps him with pretending to be his intended wife, he will help her find her father. So it's a marriage of convenience, and I'm very excited. Immediately, the tension between Nessun and Saoirse is just chef's kiss. Loving it so much, and I'm so excited. I just finished my study, so I just want to go out and read for the rest of the night because it's just stunning. But I also got a very special package in the mail today, so I'm going to show you that. So New Zealand is finally starting to get special editions, which I'm very excited about. It started with Fourth Wing. So I saw that one of my favorite books of the year was going for a special edition. Now, I didn't read this before I pre-ordered the special edition, but I made sure I read it before, so if I needed to, I could cancel it. But it is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I read this in my dragon reading vlog, and I am absolutely obsessed with this book. I love it so much. I even have the paperback so I can reread and annotate. But look at this. It is stunning. I am so obsessed with this book and how it looks. I just love it so much, and there's nothing on the back, but I love it. I am so excited to have this on my shelf, and I'm slowly starting to build up a special edition shelf, which is exciting. And I'll show you. How about that? Let's go over there and I'll show you. So as you can see, I have some special editions, which is exciting. So this one is Die For You by Lauren Jackson. I have read this. It is beautiful. And this one is Fourth Wing. And then we've got Iron Flame. Then we have this new one that I just received from my special edition book box, which is Trick by Natalia Jaster. And then we have When the Moon Hatched, which I just showed you. And then I bought Butcher and Blackbird, that I'm pretty sure I've showed you. But my special edition collection is starting to grow, which is exciting. But also... trying to break my bank. So yeah, unfortunately my next special edition book box from Books and Spice is delayed because they turned up and the sprayed edges were wrong, so they have to send them back and get them resprayed. So I won't be getting my November box until January, unfortunately, but in January hopefully then I'm getting 2 from them, so that's exciting. But yeah, so I'm going to go read. I just finished study. And yeah, I'm gonna go read because I'm very excited to continue reading this Deceit of Ours. And yeah, let's just go do that. I finished this, devoured it in the last 3 days. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick, but I finished this Deceit of Ours by Shannon R. Lear, and I am obsessed. This is 5-star for me. I loved it so much. I loved the tension between Sin and Circe. I loved the banter between them. I loved the world. I loved everything about this. I love the family dynamics. I love the relationship. I love the slow burn. I love the marriage of convenience, and I just loved it. And I'm so excited to see where book 2 goes. 5 stars. Don't even have to put this through my spreadsheet. I love this book so much, and this is definitely a romantasy series that I'm surprised that isn't blowing up. This is so good and I'm so obsessed, and I can't wait to talk to Brie about this one because she doesn't know I've even read it. So that's that. So I am sick, so a lot of this weekend I think is going to be spent reading, but it hasn't been a fun time. So the next book that I'm going to be picking up is A Court, the Squirrel and the Flea by Stacia Stark. This is a romantasy series. It is book 1 in a 4-book series that just recently concluded. So this is about just hours after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious and merciless Fae. The humans manage to keep their powers unknown as the corrupt, and they are put to death. When my forbidden power is discovered, I'm forced to flee my tiny village and the life I adore. To survive, I make a desperate bargain with a mercenary, a dark and brooding man whose face I have been seeing in my dreams. It's agreed that I'll help him into the city, and he'll help me learn to wield the strange dark power I've always kept hidden. The power that may just be the key to my survival. But the ruthless mercenary is hiding secrets of his own, secrets that threaten the safety of everyone I love, secrets that could tear this kingdom and perhaps even this world apart. I'm very excited about this. I've heard amazing things about this, and Stacia Stark is actually an NZ author, so I'm very excited to check this one out and start reading it. So I will give you an update at some point. Hopefully I don't lose my voice, but I'm definitely going to be resting a lot this weekend and taking some medicine, and hopefully I can get a lot of reading done. If not, I'll probably be sleeping a lot, so we shall see. But I'll talk to you at some point.
I talked to you on the phone. I got what this thing meant to you. It was
Same spot, because I am very sick. But it is Saturday. It is 6:26 p.m. I've been reading this pretty much all day and yesterday. So I got to about 100 pages last night, and then I continued on to 200 pages today, and I'm having the best time, so I am annotating it. I'm having the best time. This is a gifted book as well. Kelsey gifted this to me, so a massive thank you to the wonderful Kelsey. I'll link her Instagram down below. But I'm having the best time with this. So pretty much we know that our main character is, oh my god, Priska has power when she shouldn't, and she gets found out that she has a power. She basically gets hunted down, so she is on the run with a group of mercenaries, and immediately there's this enemies to lover enemies dynamic with the leader Lorcan, I think that's his name. Lorien, and like immediately she hates him and he is infuriated by her, and their dynamic is just great because they just needle each other the whole time. There's certain parts where I'm like, oh man, he's being so harsh and so cruel. He's done some things that are quite questionable, but I am having a good time. So I'm now on page 204, and we just got to a juicy point where things are starting to come together. We're starting to learn a lot about this world. the truth about this world, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of a break with this one, and I'm going to pick up another book that needs to be returned to the library next week. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this vlog and do that. But yeah, I'm very, very sick, not feeling great. We did put our gallery pictures up that we bought at Armageddon back in June. It's only taken us 5 months to finally get them up on the wall, but they look beautiful. I'll have inserted clips as b-roll probably before or after this. I don't know when I'm going to input it, but yeah, we did that, which they look great. I'm so happy about that. And we did our food shop, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've done today. But that's okay. So I'm going to go and I'm going to curl up on the couch and read this book, because this is an annotating book, so I have to pay a little bit more attention, and I have to be sitting up properly and being able to actually annotate, whereas the next book that I'm going to be reading isn't a library book, so I'm not going to be annotating it, so I can just kind of curl up a little bit more under my blanket, which will be great. So I'll talk to you when I've got an update. Oh, I also did my nails. Yeah, I did that too. So yeah, having a great time with this, and I'll update you when I've read more of this, probably tomorrow. So I'll talk to you soon. Hopefully I still have my voice tomorrow, because every day I'm getting sicker and sicker, which is frustrating. I got through the work week and now it's the weekend and I'm dying. We love that. I haven't been sick in like a year, which is so frustrating. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna curl up and I am going to read. Finally feel semi-human, which is great. So I did read Glint, the next book in the Raven Kennedy gold-plated prisoner series, but that wasn't part of this vlog. Guild was, but I'm having a great time with that series. Glint was definitely a 5-star read for me, which is exciting, so thank you, BRI, for getting me finally to read this series. But I do also have some other updates. So last time I was talking about this was when I hit the 204 page mark, I think. Now I'm on page 330, so I had a great time. I'm having a great time with this. So where I finished off with my last update, we watch Lorien and Priska take a different path. They both go their separate ways, and I was kind of shocked to see that, because I thought the whole book would be them traveling together. But that's not the case. They kind of split off, and then we follow them as they're trying to complete their certain tasks that they have to do. And I'm presuming at some point they kind of come back together. And I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. I don't want to talk too much about it, because the synopsis, where it goes in the synopsis, it doesn't tell you actually where the rest of the book's going. So I have like this much to go, and there's no hints of what's happening. So I'm very intrigued, very excited to go. But on Saturday night, we also had a power cut, so I couldn't read my physical book, which was frustrating because it was dark. So what I did was jump on to our next book, which is Blue Smoke by Nora Roberts. This is my first Nora Roberts book. I've always been a bit wary with Nora Roberts, because I feel like she writes so many things. She's such a prolific author that I'm definitely struggling to see. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up all of my documents. She's such a prolific author, and she's written so many things that I just had no idea where to start. But this is a contemporary with a little bit of a romance and a little bit of thriller got thrown in there. I'm not 100% sure, but in this one we're following our main character, Rena, and it's kind of told in different times. So we're following, at the beginning, we're following Rena as a 13-year-old, and her and her family are running a pizzeria that's very popular in this town. They get on the bad side of someone, and their shop ends up
an arson attack, and we watch Rena try and deal with that. And then at the point where I'm at now, she's in uni, so we're kind of watching her grow up. Rena has this obsession with fire. She's not a pyromaniac, but she wants to become a fire inspector from what I can tell, so she's studying really hard for that. There is a little bit of a tension running through, that I think Rena got on the bad side of someone as a child, and I'm possibly thinking that they're going to come back. Then there is a romance with someone who met her and is obsessed with her and wants to be with her and something like that. But yeah, there's a lot happening, and I'm not 100% sure where we're going with it. First couple of chapters were enjoyable. Oh my god, calm down, my laptop. Yeah, I don't have many thoughts. I like Rena as a character. She seems quite knowledgeable. She's very smart. She's quite sassy. She isn't afraid to say what she thinks. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes, and we will go from there. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of study because I am behind on my study, because I didn't study because I've been sick. And then I will continue reading, and we will go from there. So I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Do a update. So I am still reading A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I am this far away from the end, so it's 518, and I am having the greatest time with this. So Lorien and Priska have definitely, their journeys have kind of converged again, and we're watching them really try and deal with their problems that they're trying to deal with. I don't want to talk too much about what's happening in this, but I'm loving it. I love the tension, I love the romance, I love the family aspects, I love the reveals that we're getting throughout this, and I'm very intrigued to see where we go with this. So I've only got about less than 30 pages to go, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I bet you it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and then I'm going to have to beg my partner to let me buy the second book. But I'm having the best time. As you can see, I'm tabbing it up, and I'm really enjoying this. This is definitely going to be a good one to finish. I'm going to be finishing this tonight very soon. Then I also read a little bit more of Blue Smoke. Not a lot, just a little bit on my lunch break today at work. So about 20-30 pages, if that. And we definitely moved into a I'm pretty sure I explained this really badly the other day. But basically we're following our main character, Rena. And she is obsessed with becoming a fire inspector. So she investigates fires that happen. And while she was a kid, her family's restaurant was burnt down, and she figured out with the help of the fire inspector who did it. And where I'm at the point of the story, she's just been told that the person that she sent to prison has gotten out. And certain things are starting to happen now which are quite concerning. So it's definitely taken a turn. It's gotten a little bit darker, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. So I'll definitely be finishing that this weekend as well. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done. It is a long weekend, so I've got 3 days off, which will be exciting. So yeah, I am very intrigued to see where this goes with both books. So yeah, I'm going to finish off a couple of Instagram things that I'm working on, and then I will get to reading. Yeah, I finished. It didn't take me too long. It is 7:35. My partner is cooking dinner, and I just finished this. 5 stars. 5 stars. I am in love. This took such a turn. Like in my earlier check-in, I was talking about how much I was really liking it. I was really liking the relationships, the tension, and it was taking turns that I wasn't expecting. And then it took even more turns. And I swear to God, this book has kind of ended in every other book that I've finished for this vlog, pretty much. Something happens, and then we're all in confusion and mad at some of the characters. Guild did it. Serpents and the Wings of Night did it. Kingdom of Blood and Ash did it. Not Kingdom of Blood and Ash. Blood and Ash. From Blood and Ash. And it's so good. It just leads you into the second book perfectly. And now I need the second book, and I don't own it, and I'm sad now. So good, so good. I wasn't expecting the turn that it took, and I'm so happy that it actually did take that turn, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on with Blue Smoke by Nora Roberts and see how far I get into that before I end up getting sleepy and going to bed, because I am still a bit sick and I do need to go to the gym tomorrow to do a double session, so we shall see. But yeah, 5 stars. Obsessed. I can't wait to continue with the series. So obsessed. Happy Saturday. I have 101 things that I need to do today. I have a to-do list that is pretty much A4 sized. That's between my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my author services, my new project that I've been asked to help with. I've got 101 things to do, so I'm going to do a very quick update on Blue Smoke. So I got 63% of the way in last night, and I'm actually having a really good time. I'm really enjoying it. It was quite slow going at the beginning, but we are definitely into it now. I really love that Bo and Rena have finally met. I love how Bo has been in love with her since he first saw her, and I love that he is obsessed, and immediately when he actually sees her, he's like, oh my god, you're my dream girl, hi, let me take you on a date, and immediately is like very weird but really funny and in a cute way. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm also very intrigued to see where the thriller sort of aspects are going, because Rena has this stalker who is trying to get her, who's starting to set fires everywhere and starting to call her and things like that, and it is quite creepy. I have a feeling I know who it is, but then again it might be someone completely different. I'm not 100% sure, so I'll definitely be finishing that either today or tomorrow, but I've got so many things to do, so I'm going to try and work on doing some sprinting. It's like Pomodoro sprints where I work for 20 minutes, read for 10, that sort of thing. And yeah, we will see how we go. Again, I'm leaning over because I've been doing updates in my seat for a long time, so now it's time to finally change up the update area. So yeah, I am about to start work, and I will update you when I've finished Blue Smoke and then figure out what I'm reading from there. I finally finished Blue Smoke by Nora Roberts, and I have given this a 4-star. So this took me a long time to read. Not that I wasn't enjoying it, but I feel like the writing style was a little bit different for me. I don't know, it was a strange reading experience. I was enjoying the story when I was in it, but anytime I put the book down, I didn't want to pick it back up again. So it is a 4-star. I like the characters. Rena is a really strong female main character. She is a badass and she knows exactly what she wants. And then I really like Bo too, but we don't get his story until, and their meeting until, I don't know, quite far into the story. And I found that their romance was a little bit insta-lovey. I understand where Bo is coming from with Rena, because he saw her many years ago at a party and knew she was his love, the love of his life, kind of reminiscent of Rena's parents' love story. But then I found out immediately with Rena, she closed herself off after a bunch of stuff that's happened to her and a bunch of relationships that haven't worked, and then all of a sudden
she's in love with Beau, and it just felt a little bit quick for me. I think if they met a little bit earlier in the story, I would have liked that a little bit more. I really liked the suspense aspects or the thriller aspects in this one, because Rena is being stalked and someone is trying to get back at her for something, and I was just waiting for the moment that she would realize who it was, because immediately we know pretty much who it is, because we actually get a point of view from that person and we can see his reasoning and thoughts and things like that. I didn't like being in his head. He is very gross, very disturbed, but it was definitely an interesting aspect to the story. So yeah, 4-star read for me. It was enjoyable, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to remember in a year or so. Just not for me, I don't think. I do have a couple of other Nora Roberts on my shelves, so I'm unsure whether to read those or not, but Nora Roberts has so many books that I'm sure there's going to be one that I enjoy. She's got over 200 books or something. It's crazy. I don't know how she writes like that. But yeah, so that is Blue Smoke. So I'm not sure what I'm picking up next. I've got 101 things to do, like always, and I really was trying to get this vlog finished for the end of October, but it's the 28th now, and I don't think that's gonna happen. And I've got 10 more books to read. Being sick just didn't help, and this weekend I've had to do a lot of catching up with my study and content and things like that. So yeah, do I even have my phone on me? I don't even have my phone to actually check what I need to read next. But once I know what I'm reading, I'll let you know and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back with nothing to update you on, but I'm trying to decide what to read next. Excuse if you can hear the humming. I'm exporting a video and it needs to be done, and my computer is really noisy. So what I've done is I've put the last few books that I need to read for this vlog in a Wheel of Names spinner, and I've taken 2 out. So one's an audiobook, so I'm definitely not going to be picking that up next, and the other is The Mist Thief, which I need to read The Ever King and The Ever Queen before I read that one. So I've taken those 2 out, but I do have all the other options on here. So I will, and we can choose our next book, because I'm in a weird mood where I don't know what I want to read. So let's just do that, shall we? Okay, so we are spinning, and I think it's been chosen. Okay, so we've got a Fate of Wrath and Flame. So that's the last physical book that I have. So we've got a Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. So this is, from what I know, it's a fantasy romance about a girl who works for a crime lord, and she somehow gets finagled into getting sent to this other world, where when she arrives in this other world, she is in the body of someone else, and she is starting to fall in love with the fiance of the person that she's in. And that's all I know. It's very intriguing. I read a K.A. Tucker book before. I read her contemporary and I did like her writing. This was many, many years ago. And I'm surprised she's kind of gone into the fantasy romance sort of realm. So I'm very intrigued to see about this one. And yeah, we shall go from there. Ooh, there's a pretty map. So I'm very intrigued by this one. This is the last physical one that I have on my TBR for this one. Everything else is pretty much ebooks and then an audiobook. So yeah, very intrigued. So we shall see. This cover is stunning though. But yeah, okay, so I will update you when I've started this, and then we'll go from there. 3 hours studying. And I just wanted to come in and update you on A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. So I started this last night and I got about 70 pages in, and now I am page 86, so chapter 8. And I'm not feeling this. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just not wrapped up in the story. Like most of the books that I've been reading lately have immediately caught my interest, wrapped me up, and I'm so eager to see what's happening within this story. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm 86 pages in, like I said, and I just feel like I'm doing everything I can not to read. So I'll read a couple of pages and then I'll put it on my phone and start scrolling on my phone. And I don't know, it's just not hooking me as I thought it would. And I think because it started open with a prologue where we're not following the main character in the prologue and we're just kind of very lost in what is happening. And then we move into this contemporary world where we are following our main character, and I just feel like I'm not connected to the story. I don't feel connected to the main character. And yeah, at the point right now, we finally gotten to the part in the synopsis where Romeria has gotten sent to this new world and being put in the body of this treacherous traitor princess. And I'm kind of intrigued, but I'm also not. I feel like I could put this book down and not read it. But I'm definitely going to try and read more today. It is 4:30. I'm very tired. So we shall see. I'll try and continue, and I am highlighting a couple of bits, but I'm doing it in pencil because again, I'm unsure about this one and I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm going to go back, try and get some more reading in, see how I feel. Hopefully it starts to pick up now that we're in the other world and we're starting to see what's happening. But now at the moment where Mary is just like, I'm not who you say I am, and I'm very confused as to what's happening because she kind of ends up in a position where when she gets put in this other person's body, it's in the middle of a big fight, and then she immediately gets thrown into prison. So I'm very wary about this one. I don't know if I'm going to love it, but we shall see. It might be just because I'm tired and I've been tired all week. It might be that. But yeah, I'm going to try and get a little bit further into this one and see how we go. Because I don't know. I'm just not feeling it, unfortunately. So yeah, we shall see. We're on the struggle bus. I don't know what's happening. I'm not enjoying this story. I thought it was going to be cool because we were going into it like Akatar, where Feyre has no idea about this and she's learning about the world and she's trying to figure things out. This is basically our main character asking questions, sitting in a room and not getting answers, and we are 174 pages in. I was on page, 80 something when I came and updated you last, and I've only read 100 pages in 4 hours. I'm really struggling with this and I don't understand. I feel like the same with Ren in the Holly Library. Not a lot is happening. There is a lot of world building and I'm very interested in the world, but our character is supposed to be this jewel thief who is on this secret mission, and I know she's trapped in this room, but like she's not doing anything. And I'm reading reviews on Goodreads and everyone's saying that they love this book and it's beautiful and spectacular, and I'm just not getting it. Maybe I'm just in a weird slumpy reading slump mood. I don't know. Like, this is taking a long time to read and I'm just not feeling it. And I really don't know what it is with this. Like, I don't know. 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 I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit better. Excuse the crookness. I don't want to just let go because my arm's getting sore. I want it to get better, but I don't. It's almost, oh God. It's like almost 500 pages. It's 492 pages. And we're just getting told a lot. Obviously because our main character is a prisoner right now. Whereas I can't put words on what I'm not enjoying about this. And that's annoying. Because normally I know what I'm not enjoying. Might be a DNF. I kind of don't want to DNF it though because I spent $24 on this goddamn book. So fingers crossed it's not a DNF. And I think because I'm in a negative mood with this book, I feel like I don't want to read it. I don't want to pick it up. I think it might be good for me to put it down for the rest of the night and maybe tomorrow and pick up something else for this vlog. Just so I'm not hate reading it. I think that might be the best thing to do. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood, as you can tell. I'm very indecisive at the moment. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Do I pick up another book for this vlog? Do I pick up another book that I need to read anyway? Like, what do I do here? I don't know. It's been a weird week. I haven't trained this week. I've been very tired. Haven't been sleeping well. But I've been reading. I've been reading a lot. And I think maybe this just isn't what I'm in the mood for right now. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm gonna go figure something else out and maybe continue reading this, maybe pick something else up. I don't know. We shall see, but I will probably update you tomorrow. I've got a busy day again tomorrow, but we'll see where the reading takes me. It's been confirmed. It's the book. I'm not in a reading slump because I picked up Your Coffin or Mine by Jacqueline Hyde. I'm pretty sure that's the author's name. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down here and correct it. But I got almost 30% of the way in last night in about an hour, flying through it. So in this one, it is very similar to My Roommate is a Vampire. But in this one, we're following Aubrey, and she is running away from finding her partner cheating. She was supposed to be going on this trip to Tahiti, I think, and she finds her partner cheating, so she decides that she is changing her flights, going to Romania. She ends up going to a castle that's just been renovated, and in this castle there is Vlad. He's a vampire. He is a 600-year-old vampire, and he is grumpy as hell. He wants nothing to do with having his castle as a hotel, but his best friend, Doyle, has decided that this is what he needs. This is how he is going to become part of the modern world. 25 or almost 30% of the way in, and we've already had 2 spicy scenes, and I'm so obsessed. Aubrey is like the most positive sunshine girly, and Vlad is the grump of this relationship. It is so cute. I'm loving the dynamic between them, and they are just so funny. There's been certain scenes that have just had me cackling. In a certain scene, this is very early on, but basically, if you don't want any spoilers, I'll put up a spoiler thing here, but basically her luggage has been lost. So she only has a pair of pajamas and what she wore the day arriving at the hotel. So she comes downstairs for breakfast, and after she's insulted him cooking her breakfast, he becomes intrigued by her boobs and her nipples, and he's like, "Put your nipples away, woman." And she's like, "Excuse you," and she gets like really squeaky and like, "How dare you talk to me in that way?" So he's very old-fashioned in that way, and he's very like intrigued because she's fighting back. He's never had a woman kind of fight back in that way, and I'm just loving the dynamic between them.
And the dirty talk. Mr. Vlad has the dirty talk. I'm obsessed and I'm having the best time with it. This is such a fun, rompy read if you're looking for vampires. It's just so fun. I'm definitely enjoying this a lot more than My Roommate is a Vampire. Although I give My Roommate is a Vampire 4 stars in this vlog, I'm just loving the dynamic a little bit more between Vlad and Aubrey compared to Frederick and I can't remember her name, but yeah, I'm just having a great time. I'm really, really enjoying it. So if you have read My Roommate is a Vampire, I definitely recommend Your Coffin is Mine, and I'm only 25% of the way in. So I'm going to fly through that today. We are going to Ryan's grandpa's family home and having our last picnic there because the house has been sold, and before it settles and the new owners take over, we're just going to go spend a little bit of time there because Ryan and his sister and all their cousins have kind of grown up over there. So we're going to go have a picnic, we're going to have a walk around the property, and yeah, it's going to be nice. I just finished my last topic on one of my courses before my first assessment for this course, so I'll definitely be coming home, doing that assessment, getting it done, and then hopefully get to reading. But I'm very, very excited with this book. Who knows what's going to happen with A Fate of Wrath and Flame. Hopefully reading something like this, a little bit more fun and quirky, will get me back into reading A Fate of Wrath and Flame, because I'm hoping it starts to pick up, but we shall see. Okay, this is a 4-minute clip. I'm gonna go. Hello, I am here with another reading update. So I haven't read any more of Flame of Wrath and Fury, Ruin. I can never remember the title. I was talking to a friend on Instagram. She's like, what are you reading? And I was like, A Fate of blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, that's the Jennifer L. Armentrout book, right? And I'm like, no. And I got the name completely wrong. But I did finish Your Coffin or Mine by Jacqueline Hyde, and I gave this 5 stars. This is the most ridiculous but most fun vampire story you could ever read. If you if you enjoyed My Roommate is a Vampire, I would definitely recommend reading this one. This is definitely a fun kooky time. I had a really, really fun time with it. I really love Aubrey as a character. She is definitely dealing with a lot with her family pressuring her to try and marry her fiance who has been cheating on her. And then we're dealing with Dracula, who has spent 600 years withering away and finding out that he's very intrigued by this human and he wants to be with her, and it's just really, really cute. The smut does begin very quickly within this one, but it was done so well. Vlad can dirty talk. For a man who is 600 years old and hasn't had any interactions with humans or females for over 100 years, spot on. I loved the little references to other things like Hotel Transylvania, Twilight, all that sort of thing, where Aubrey, when she finds out he's a vampire, she is like comparing him to, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I just loved it. It was great. I really loved her, also her best friend Bernadette, and I'm really excited to continue with this series and read about Doyle. I love the dynamic between Doyle and Vlad, and I'm just very excited to continue on and see where this goes, because it's going to be Doyle's story next, and he is a werewolf, so I'm very, very intrigued and excited. So I did finish that today. The next one that I'm going to be picking up and reading on ebook is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein, and this is a book 1 in the Kingdom of Crows series. This is another fantasy romance, and we have our main character whose future has been predicted, that she's going to have a regal future, so she's going to become queen, and she believes that it's going to be her best friend that she marries. So she has to go and try and collect these iron crows to help her overthrow the current monarch. Let me just read the synopsis. Until an oracle predicted my regal future, I've never imagined myself rising above the curve of my round ears. After all, I was magicless halfling, loved by beasts, but loathed by every pure-blooded fairy at court. Well, by all but one. Dante Riggio, Prince of Luce, has owned my heart since he gave me my first kiss. If gathering a slew of iron relics could help me overthrow the current monarch and crown his brother to rule at my side, then treasure hunting I'd go. If only the oracle had warned me about the wing demon I was releasing into the world, and that I'd become this demon's obsession. I didn't know that. Oh my god, I'm so excited now. Okay, so I'm definitely going to be picking this up soon, but I'm going to try and read Fate of Wrath and Fury, that's the title, and continue with that this evening. So we shall see how I go with that, or if it's going to be a DNF, but we shall see. So I'll talk to you when I've got some more updates. Hello, I've got some reading updates. You're settled on my chair, that's why it looks a little bit crooked, but I cannot be bothered putting it anywhere else. But I continued with A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker last night. And I have to say, I'm glad I took a couple of days away from this so I didn't end up hate reading it, because I'm really starting to enjoy it now. So I am on page 233, and right when I put the book down a few days ago, it picked immediately up. So I'm really liking the dynamic between Ramiria and Xander. We're seeing a lot of them connect and communicate and kind of deal with each other, because now we're at the point within the synopsis where they're starting to work together. So I'm very, very intrigued to see where this is going, and I am loving the tension between the two of them, and I'm very intrigued to see how this relationship is going to continue and form. So that's great. Then I also started House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. I don't know, but I am about 9 or 10% in, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I really like our main character. She is very sassy, very fiery, and she is going through a lot. She is a half fae, half human, and she is seen as one of the lowest within the tier system in this world, and she is in love with the prince, who doesn't seem to care for her as much. But I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes and where her... We've seen some things that are very intriguing and mysterious, so I'm very intrigued to see where they go, and I'm so excited to just continue with this book as well. So we are on a good roll. So I'm going to continue with this tonight and see how far I get, and we'll go from there. Finally finished A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. This is my last update and check-in. I talked about that immediately as I picked this up again. I really got into the story and really started to enjoy it, and that stayed the same for the whole way through this story. So I did just finish it. This weekend hasn't been a weekend for reading. It's been more of getting study done and everything else that I need to get done. But I enjoyed this, so I gave this a 4-star read. So I am very intrigued to continue with this series, and I did go back and tab it up. So I was going through with a pencil and highlighting certain things, and then once I started actually enjoying the story, I did start annotating and went back on my annotations, because I do want to keep this on my shelf and I do want to continue with this series. So this is good. I just found that I wasn't as invested immediately as I normally am with the fantasy romance, and sometimes that's okay. It's a little bit of a slower story to get into, because she is kind of a prisoner and spends months on her own pretty much, with little interactions with other people, which I found to be a little bit tedious and a little bit long to get through. But I did enjoy this, so it is definitely a 4-star read for me, and I'm glad that I did read it and push through and not hate read it and took a few days off when I was not enjoying it as much. So I'm definitely intrigued to continue with this series. I like how it ended, and I'm very intrigued to see where we go with this one. And with an update of House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein, I am, let me have a quick look, 56% of the way in. So I'm still really, really enjoying this one. I haven't picked it up since Friday, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm finding that Fallon is a bit of an idiot. believing that the prince does love her, and I'm kind of gutted that she hasn't realized that he really doesn't love her. He is quite obnoxious. He is a prince, so obviously I don't like the way we know that him and Fallon kissed before he left for 4 years, and he comes back and he is being very secretive about the women that he's been with, and decides that, oh no, we shouldn't talk about this, you're the only woman for me, even though I've been sleeping around for the past 4 years. But how dare you work in a brothel, even though it's not, it is a tavern, and he's more worried about her losing her virginity and all this sort of stuff, and I don't like him. I'm very intrigued to see where this is going. So we've finally gotten to the point where she is now starting to collect these crows, and I'm very intrigued to see where we go from here. 56% of the way in, so I'm sure that this is going to be very action-packed and very fast-moving from here. I am enjoying Fallon as a main character, apart from her loving this goddamn prince. I really love her friendships and relationships with everyone else, and yeah, I'm very, very intrigued. I'm also intrigued about Antony and where he plays in this. He's another character that is mentioned in here and has kind of become a little bit more prominent within the story, so I'm very, very intrigued there. So yeah, I am going to get some more reading done. I've done all my study for the day. I've finished my last assessment, and it is 3:33 p.m. So I've got quite a few hours before bedtime so I can get some more reading done. And yeah, I'm very, very glad to not be in front of my laptop anymore. So let's get some reading done. Hello, it is time to update this vlog. It has been quite a few days. I recently finished House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein, and I had the best time. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I do think that this is definitely a 5-star read for me. I had the best time, although Fallon is dumb. Like, I am surprised she didn't figure out what was happening a lot quicker than she did. But yeah, I finished that a few days ago. I can't remember. My brain is still really fuzzy. I ran a 5k race yesterday, which is a big goal for me, and I'm very excited to probably continue my running journey. I'm not 100% sure. But the next book that I am going to be picking up is A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows, and this is by Holly Renee. And I'm not 100% sure about what this is about. I think it is about, I am told my union to the crown prince will determine the fate of my kingdom, but it isn't my betrothed who haunts my dreams. It's the half-breed prince who stands at his side. He is darkness and sin, and when he whispers promises of wickedness in my ear, I crave a man who I can't have. Even though I have treasonous, every thought I have is treasonous. That way my hands ache to touch him, deceitful. Even my dreams make me a traitor to the kingdom I am sworn to protect. But when the kingdom is attacked, I am forced to make choices I am not prepared for. Our lies and deception are entangled in the shadows and stars, and as they unravel, so shall my fate. Betray a kingdom or betray my heart. This is a forbidden romance, and I've heard really, really great things about Holly Renee, so I'm very excited to finally check out Holly Renee for the first time. So we shall see how that goes. But I do have a beta read that I need to do for another author, and it's due tomorrow, which I kind of forgot about. But I got my nails done, and I'm not sure if I like them or not. The shape is a bit different for me, and yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Is there anything else that I need to update you on? I don't think so. I think I've just been really busy with work. We have had new bosses who have taken over because the business is sold, and there's just been a bit of a learning curve going in with the new bosses, and I may be changing position within the new year and just kind of negotiating my contract for that. And yeah, it's been busy. And I've been training for this 5k, and I did my 5k yesterday. I did it in 31 minutes, which I'm really, really proud of. And then we stayed for the prize giving, which wasn't until 12. I finished the race at 8, and then we had to stay around until 12, and then we had a street party last night, which was really fun, and I had quite a few drinks, but I didn't get too drunk, but I'm hungover this morning, which is great. So I got up early, I did some study, and I am now going to go and get some reading done because I haven't done any this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I will update you when I've got some progress made on A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. All of these titles blur together, especially when it's A Kingdom of or blah blah. So yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm going to read. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, sun's up.
Okay, excuse the word, I'll move. I know I said I was going to read Kingdom of Stars and whatever, why can't I remember that name, by Holly Renee, but I'm in a bit of a slump. So I messaged the girls in the Valaris Vixens, and Maddie and Brie and everyone else said that I should start the Everking. So you will have seen the B-roll, and if you got confused, that is why, because I'm feeling a little slumpy. I'm reading books that are taking me quite a while to read and are a little bit more slow moving, so I decided to pick up the Everking. So this is a fae pirate fantasy romance, and we are following a captain of a pirate ship and his enemy's daughter, from what I know. Once I get a little bit into it, I'll explain more, but I decided to come in because I picked it up and started switching through, and it has art in this, and I'm obsessed. Like, this looks stunning, and I just had to come and update the vlog and tell you about that because I am shooketh. And it is stunning, so I'm very excited to get into this one. I'm very intrigued and I'm very excited to actually read this book. So now that I've told you that I've changed my mind again, I'm going to start reading that and try and get myself out of the starting position of a reading slump. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come and update you with a full synopsis and thoughts on the Everking when I have an update. Okay, goodbye. Time for an update. I'm still reading the Everking, and I am 26% of the way in. Same day. I am obsessed with this book. I am loving it. So in this one, we're following our main character, who is the heir to this kingdom, and when she was a child she kind of made friends with a prisoner who is part of the Sea Fae, and they kind of created this bond, and then he got sent away. But before he got sent away, he promised that he would come back for her and come back for his father's pendant that she has, and she doesn't believe him. And then as the years go by, she definitely starts to feel uneasy. She knows something's going to go wrong, and she fears this threat that he has always said, that he will come back for her. And he does, and he kidnaps her, and he is going to use her as a pawn against her father for him to get revenge. And I am so obsessed. I love this. Right at the beginning, our main character has this beautiful group of friends. I really love her family. I really love the family dynamics that she has. I really love her younger brother. He is very, very cute. I've highlighted so many things, and Eric is a badass, and I'm very very intrigued to see where this relationship goes. So some of the quotes that I really, really loved so far, like, Eric is obsessed with Liv. Like, he knows that he is going for her, and he has this charm that he's kept, and it's just really intriguing to see where this relationship is going to go, because he is obsessed with her. He has constantly thought about her and is waiting to get her. So I just love that, and I'm very, very excited. Let's see, let's check some quotes. Yeah, so Someday I vowed to destroy my enemy, but another darker side wanted to destroy his heir in a different way. Devour her like the serpent from the story she once told. Such a beautiful little bird. What a pity it was that her serpent had come to ruin her. She was never theirs anyway, not really. From the moment the songbird tried to appeal to the serpent, she was mine. I'm so excited to continue with this book, so I'm just going to go back to reading because I'm obsessed, although my Kindle is on 23% and I'm kind of mad about it. So I'm going to go and continue reading until I need to charge my Kindle, I guess. And then I need to go to bed at some point to get up to go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning because I need to get back into the gym. But yeah, I'm loving it. It is definitely getting me out of the slumpy feelings that I was feeling, and I think that this might be a good way for me to get through those books and then know that I've got a really exciting book to come back to. So I'm excited and I'm very, very keen to keep reading. So that's what I'm going to do. Goodbye. I just finished The Ever King. What the fuck was that? The ending, like, I was reading that, like, obsessed. Eric Bloodsinger can get it. I am obsessed. Livia, badass, love her. Eric, he's my new book boyfriend. I swear to God, I love him so much. I love the darkness in them. I love how I just love this relationship. I love the back and forth between them. I love how they are so connected. The reveals, I was not expecting those reveals at all. We were hitting like the ending and we were like 95%, and then all shit broke loose. And now I immediately have to pick up the Everqueen because I can't not. But I do want to pick up another book before I jump into that one, just so I can continue ticking books off. I know, I'm sure that the Everqueen technically isn't on this list, but I do need to read it before I read The Mist Thief by this author. So I'll be reading the Everqueen very, very soon to continue on with this. But while at work today, I started Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa, and this is a series that I've heard a lot about. I started the audiobook and I am about an hour, 2 hours in. And I don't know what's happening. What I know about this is we've got our main character, Calypso, who owes the bargainer over 300 favors. She called to him when she was very, very young, and despite his better judgment, he agreed and helped her through, and she kind of became obsessed with him and continued to get bargains with him. So now she has this massive bracelet all up her arm with all of the favors she is owed to him, and it's been 7 years since she's last seen him, and now he's come back to reclaim those favors. So I've heard really, really good things about this. I'm not 100% sure where this is going, but I'm very surprised at the age. I thought our main character was going to be a little bit younger in this one, and I'm surprised that it is urban fantasy. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see where this goes. This story does start off in the urban setting, but I have a feeling that she is going to have to go to the Fae world. So Calypso Lilith is a siren with a very big problem, one that stretches up her arm and far into her past. For the last 7 years, Kelly has been wearing a bracelet of black beads up her wrist, magical IOUs for favours she once received. Only death or repayment will fulfill her obligations. Everyone knows that if you need a favour, you go to the bargainer to make it happen. He is a man who can get you anything you want, at a price. And everyone knows that sooner or later he always collects. For Callie, he's never asked for repayment. Not until now. When Callie finds the bargainer in her room, a grin on his lips and a twinkle in his eye, she knows things are about to change. At first, it's admitting a truce, a single bead's worth, acknowledging the attraction between them. But the bargainer is after more than just rekindling their connection. Something is happening in the other world. Fae warriors are going missing one by one, and only the women are returned, each in a glass casket, a child clutched to her breast. For the bargainer to save his people, he'll need the help of the siren he spurned long ago, if she can forgive him. So with this one, we've got a past and present timeline. So we see the bargainer and Kelly together when they first meet, and then her slowly them building their relationship, and now it's been 7 years and we know that he has broken her heart. So I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, and I'll be continuing to listen to the audiobook tomorrow, so I'll definitely give you an update. But I am going to be picking up the book that I was supposed to pick up before I picked up The Ever King, which was A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. So this is 292 pages, so it shouldn't take me too long to get through, fingers crossed. So yeah, I am excited about this one. All I know about this one is our main character is promised to marry someone and she ends up falling in love with his brother, I think. We shall see. I'll start reading tonight and I will let you know, because I'm very excited to continue and finally finish this fucking vlog, because it is taking me 10 million years and I need to get this up before the end of 2024. If I don't, just I don't know, cancel me. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello. Yes, I'm wearing makeup. I'm getting ready to go to a wedding. So let's do a quick fit check and then I'll talk about the books that I'm reading. So as you can see, I've done my makeup. It's a little bit different to what I normally do. It's a little bit more sparkly. It's a little bit more pink. Normally it's like heavy eyeliner and dark colors on the eye. But then we also are wearing this nice blue dress, which I think looks really nice. So yes, I'm going to a wedding on a Wednesday. It's kind of annoying, but it is the people who are getting married. It's their 10-year anniversary. So they decided to get married on their 10-year anniversary, which I think is cute. So I am still reading my 2 books. I haven't been able to finish my Rhapsodic by Lauren Thalassa audiobook because I've been training someone, my boss at work, on how to do my job because they're new bosses and they want to learn, so I haven't been able to listen to my audiobook, but I am obsessed. I've got like 4 pages in a little notebook that I keep at work full of quotes that I love. The dynamic between the 2 of them is amazing. I really love the past and present timeline because we are figuring out how they met, why the bargainer gave her so many favors because it's not normal for him, and learning about why he left, which is really interesting. And then we're also trying to follow this mystery of why these Fae women are being taken and why these really creepy children. I love the writing. I am obsessed with this and I need a physical copy because I'm so obsessed with this book, and I'm immediately going to be continuing with the series. So I'm on about 90%, I would say. I've got a little under an hour left and completely obsessed. And then for the, I don't know why I can't remember this title, but it is annoying, A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. I am currently further than that. I am 30% of the way in, and I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like our main character is immediately obsessed with the captain of the guard, and I don't know why. It's almost like it's the first male to provide attention to her, so she is absolutely obsessed with him, and they have this weird dynamic and tension between them, which I found weird because they've just literally met. But some of the things that everyone says, he has a good mouth on him and he says some really nice things. I did write some notes as I was reading because I find that sometimes I come to these with nothing really to say and then I just end up rambling. So I found that I was a little bit confused as to why they were like drawn to each other immediately. Maybe it might be a fated mate scenario, but I'm not 100% sure. Generally with forbidden love, I find that it's not fated mates, so I'm intrigued to see if that's maybe why. And he's also being very, very forward towards her, even though she is to be married to his brother. So maybe he knows something that she doesn't or anyone else knows, and maybe he's doing that, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, he's very forward and immediately is like, I would love to see you on your knees for me, and all this sort of thing. And also I find it funny that she is like completely really angry with the captain of the guard because of something that she found out about him, but like they've never really had a conversation. She's never asked him any questions about like who he actually is. And yeah, I just find it to be a little bit annoying. I understand that she's been completely sheltered her whole life because she is star blessed, which means she's got these like stars on her body, and it means that her power is going to make the king stronger and make his magic come out. And she's been very sheltered because no one's allowed to touch her or be with her, and so it kind of gives off From Blood and Ash vibes. But immediately there's this weird tension and chemistry between her and Everin, which is interesting, but I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. It is very fast paced and we're moving through it quite quickly, which is great. And it is quite short. It's only 292 pages, so maybe that's because it's a little bit on the shorter side than I'm used to for fantasy romance. Maybe everything is just moving at a quicker pace. So hopefully I get to finish Rhapsodic tomorrow, because it's getting annoying not being able to finish that audiobook because it is on my mind constantly. And Kingdom of Stars and Shadows, hopefully I will make more progress in that and then update you. But I have a wedding to go to, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll update you with some updates when I have them. Alrighty, hello my loves. We have a lot of reading updates. So the last time I checked in, I was in the middle of reading Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa, and I finished this a few days ago, and I am absolutely obsessed. 5 stars. The atmosphere, the writing, the quotes that I wrote down, like I had to rewind, write some down, rewind, write it down, rewind, write it down until I got it fully. I need a physical copy of this book immediately. I am so obsessed that I immediately downloaded book 2. So I will be reading that at some point, but I have a few more books to go on this reading list, so we are continuing to chug along. The next book that I was also in the middle of was A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee, and I just finished that this evening and I gave that 4 stars. So I really enjoyed this one. It didn't take me quite a while to actually start enjoying it, hence why the 4 star. It's not an immediate favorite of mine, but I will be continuing with the series. I really like Everin. I really like our main character, Adara. She is really interesting, although I found the romance to be very insta-lovey, and I found that there was a lot of smut very quickly. It is it's on the shorter side of a fantasy romance, so I do see why it moved a little bit quicker. But again, I am a slow burn girly, and I would much prefer if we spent some time getting to know one another before we jump each other's bones. So yeah, 4 star read for me. I did find Adara a little bit annoying because she's like, oh, he lied to me, when he just you didn't ask him any questions. Yeah, I found that they didn't really know one another, but I'm very intrigued to see where this series goes. So yeah. Then today I picked up Breaking Haley by I.A. Dice. This is a mafia romance, dark romance, where we're following our main character Haley, and she is just woken up from being in an accident and has come to realize that she has lost 2 years full of memories, and her father decides to send her away to this private school to recover, so she doesn't like get attacks of memories by going home and seeing her friends and things like that. And she starts to realize, as her memories are coming back, that maybe her father sent her away to keep her safe instead of for recovery purposes only. And then we're also following our other character, Carter, and he is on a revenge mission to get revenge for something that has just happened, and he believes that Haley is a part of it. So we're watching them. I do find that I'm not as engaged in this story as I expected I would be. I find the tension between Carter and Haley to be very interesting, but I don't feel like I like the amnesia trope, because we don't know our main character really, because she doesn't really know much about what's happened, so we're not getting a lot of backstory. And And then Carter is just, you know, your kind of typical mafia guy who's out for revenge. I don't feel like I know him at all either, and I'm about 50% into this book. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, but I'm not loving it and eating it up as much as I thought I would. So that is all the books that I'm currently reading. So now I'm going to have to pick my next ebook. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to be picking up Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I've heard so many great things about this. This is a lot of favorites on people's favorites lists last year, and the sequel was eagerly anticipated. So I'm going to be picking that one up. I'm not 100% sure what it's about. All I know is that we have two rival people who are fighting for the same job. Her brother has gone to war and she is writing him letters, and letters start coming back, and she realizes that letters that are coming back are not from her brother. So there's this romance between her, the letter writer, and her, and yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I will definitely come back with an update once I've read a little bit and know what's happening within the story. This is a YA one, so it's very interesting, so we will see how we go with this one. Alright, talk to you soon. Good evening. I have finished Breaking Haley by I.A. Dice. I think I'm going to give this 3 stars. So everything that I said before definitely applies. I did enjoy the story, but I feel like as I was reading through some reviews on Goodreads after finishing it, I was really connecting with the 2-star reviews and ratings. Now the thing is, I will give it a 3-star because I did finish the book and I did enjoy it towards the end, but I found that there was not a lot happening within this. I found the story to be quite repetitive because our main character doesn't know what's going on, and she just keeps repeating that and keeps talking about how she doesn't understand, she doesn't know what's happening, and the flashbacks that she gets are quite repetitive as well. So yeah, I'm currently reading Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I am about 90 pages in, and I'm enjoying it so far. So in this one, we're following our main character. What's her name? Iris. And she is a journalist, and she is fighting to be the head columnist in this place. She is rivals with someone else that she works with, Kit, and also she is dealing with her brother having left for the war, and she hasn't heard from him in months, and her mother not coping very well, and so she is fighting with a lot of grief, a lot of hurt, a lot of anger, while also trying to keep her family afloat and become the head columnist for this newspaper. And at home, a way for her to cope is to write letters to her brother, and she puts them in this cupboard and the letters disappear, and she believes that they are going to her brother. But one day she gets a reply telling her that it is not her brother. Now we know that this person that she's writing to is Kit, because we also get his perspective as well, and he is the guy that she's fighting against for this head column position, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It is very cute, it is fast moving, and it kind of taking a direction that I wasn't expecting, so that's been good. I really like Iris as a character. She is quite funny. She kind of does things to wind Kit up because she knows it's going to annoy him, and I just really enjoy Rebecca Ross's writing style. It's very engaging and very fast-paced to move through. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight, but first I need to study, so I'm going to do that now, and then I will get back to reading. But we are on the final few books, guys, and I'm excited to finally finish this fucking vlog because it's taking way too long. I just finished Divine Rivals. I flew through this book. Last night I spent a couple of hours reading it and it was amazing. And then I read some more today and I finished it off just now. So I just gave Divine Rivals 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was very fast paced. I really loved Iris and Rowan, and I just really loved this soft, slower burn romance, which is really nice. I haven't read a lot of YA in quite a while, but it was quite nice to read, although I would say it is a little bit on the upper end of YA, which is great. We like seeing when sex scenes are kind of involved in older YA stories, because you know it is important that sex is talked about for teenagers. Although this is more of a fade to black, I wouldn't say it was smutty. You knew what was happening, but it wasn't described in great detail. I really loved their relationship. I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes. I'm very intrigued about what happened with Iris's brother, and the ending is very, very interesting, so I'm very intrigued to continue. I do have the second book on my Kindle, so I will be picking that up very, very soon. But the next book that I'm going to be picking up is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I bought this on Kindle a little while ago before it published, before it was fully published, but yeah. So the synopsis is quite long. We have 24-year-old Sarah Spain is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she's been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. When Sarah comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Ceres has landed herself right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might get her killed. She comes across Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He'll use her alchemist's magic to protect his people no matter what it costs him or her. Very intrigued. I've heard really great things about this, and it did just get picked up to be traditionally published, so I'm very intrigued to see where this story goes. So I'm going to pick that up and hopefully get through quite a bit of it this evening, and then I'll come and update you once I've got an update. We are on the home stretch, baby. I know I keep saying that, but I'm very excited to finally have this vlog over because it's taking me a long ass time, but we're almost here. So let's get excited, and then we can talk about all the books that I read in full. So we will then finish the video once I've read everything with a tier ranking video, so we can kind of see where all of the books place within this video. But I can say that this vlog has been very successful. I've liked or loved most of the books, apart from one exception, I would say, or two, which is not bad for 27 books. So I'm gonna go and read because it's really, really hot in here and I can't have the fan on because that's all you'd hear. So I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Hello, good morning. I am 25% of the way into Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and I'm not obsessed with it. From how everyone's talking about this, like, I immediately thought we were going to get like thrown into this world and it was going to be really fast paced, really fast moving, and be obsessed with it. But I'm not. I'm 25% of the way in, and I just feel like I'm dragging my heels while reading this, and I don't know what it is. I feel like we've got very long chapters. We've got a lot of build up. We've met Kingfisher now, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe it might be a little bit of a reading slump, but I'm not 100% sure because I've been enjoying everything that I've been reading lately. But yeah, this one just isn't catching my attention right now. Maybe it will as we continue on with the story. Maybe I'll start to love it a little bit more, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about this one because it is so popular at the moment. But I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep reading today and I'll keep you updated. But yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed so far, but we shall see. Got some updates. So I was recently reading Quicksilver on my Kindle, and then we saw I saw that my local place that I buy books, the warehouse, was having a sale. So I convinced my partner to bring me to the warehouse, and I bought Quicksilver on the physical. So what I've been doing is I've just been going back over what I've been highlighting in the ebook, and I have been annotating it. So I haven't gotten too far, I am on page 182 and I'm really enjoying it still, so I'm hoping to get back to it very soon. But I also received The Ever King by LJ Andrews in my advent calendar, so I finally have a physical copy, and there's artwork. So I'm immediately already wanting to reread this book. I'm so freaking obsessed and I'm so excited to get to The Ever Queen. But yeah, I'm just so happy that I got this. So yeah, I am going to continue reading Quicksilver and I will get back to you with any updates when I have them. We have some updates. Before we start, I just want to say, excuse the voice, but this vlog has been going on long enough and I need to get this vlog finished. So last time I updated you, I was in the middle of reading Quicksilver, and then it was Christmas and we were going to work a New Year festival. I've recently just been home. It is the 6th of Jan, so I got home on the 2nd and I still don't have my voice. I got promoted to 2IC and I'll insert some footage in here that you can see of the festival. It was a really great time, but I still haven't got my voice back properly. But the show must go on. So while I was away, I did read more of Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and then I continued to read it when we got home. So I finished this not yesterday but the day before, and I loved it. This is a 5-star read for me. I love the tension between Kingfisher and Ceres. I really love the world building in here, and I just had the best time. The lighting is weird. I just had the best time with this one, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I will. There are so many things that I highlighted. As you can see, it's annotated to the 9s, and I just really loved it, and I'm very shocked at how it ended, so I cannot wait for book 2 to come out. Although this is only published in 2024, so I'm kind of sad that we don't get to get book 2 anytime soon. But yeah, I really loved it, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. Carrion is one of my favorite characters. He is absolutely hilarious, and I just really like the family sort of dynamic within this one. Another update is that I started The Ever Queen, and this is in preparation to read The Mist Thief by LG Andrews, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm about 25% of the way in and I'm having the best time. So I don't want to talk too much about what's happening in The Ever Queen, but the lines that Eric is coming out with, chef's kiss. Like, this man can get it, and I am so ready to give it to him because he is the man, and I'm so excited to see where the rest of this story goes. So I'm going to relax my throat for a little bit, and then we will get back to reading, and I'll come in with another update very soon. But enjoy some of my Northern Base New Year's Eve / New Year's footage. We have finished The Ever Queen. We are on the last book of this vlog. I'm so excited to finally get this vlog up. But The Ever Queen, I gave 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I loved how it went really dark, really gritty. I loved the relationship between our 2 main characters, Olivia and Eric. I just love the family. I love how everyone kind of came together to fight against the person that they're fighting against, and I'm very intrigued to see where we go with the Mist Thief. So the Mist Thief is book 3, but it's following 2 separate characters that we met in book 1 and book 2. I don't really want to give too much away, but we're following Scadia and Jonas. So we're following their story, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, because this is definitely going to be a lot more fun. It is more of a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers sort of scenario, and I'm very excited. I did pick up it this morning. I read the prologue in chapter 1, and I'm so intrigued. I'm already loving the kind of dynamics between Jonas and Skady, and I'm very excited to kind of explore another part of the Everworld. And I'm definitely going to be picking up all of LJ's works because they are top tier. I'm obsessed. Oh, and
I got new nails and I'm very happy with them. I love them. My appointment took way longer than it was supposed to, but I'm very happy with my nails. So yeah, we are on the last book, guys. A couple more updates and then we're done. Like, what has happened? It's been a blur. I've read a lot of books for this vlog, found a lot of new favorites, started a lot of new series, but we're not finished yet. We have The Mist Thief to read by L.J. Andrews. So let's go do that. Hello, good afternoon. I am 50% of the way into The Mist Thief and I am so freaking obsessed. I am loving this book. The tension between Skady and Jonas is top tier. I love the my wife, you are my wife sort of vibe. I love how he really doesn't want his heart to be involved with this relationship, but you can slowly see him starting to fall and be intrigued by her and just really want to be with her, and I am loving it. I'm having the best freaking time. So I'm going to go back and start reading more of it because I'm obsessed and I haven't stopped thinking about it all day. But I've been busy doing other stuff because I'm back to work tomorrow. So the goal is to try and finish this book tonight, so then when I go back to work I can finally finish this vlog and then start working on editing it. Maybe do like half an hour of editing each day and hopefully get it up next week, which will be exciting. I'm really tired, so I'm gonna go curl up on the couch and get some reading done. Guys, it is finally done. I finished The Mist Thief. Finally finished this vlog. I'm so happy that I have finished. Let me just grab my phone. Okay, so I finished The Mist Thief and I have given it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I loved Jonas and Skadia. They are beautiful couple. I just love the tension between them. I love the marriage and convenience. I just love it. Jonas is my ride or die. Jonas can also get it, just like Eric Bloodsinger. I am obsessed. I love the found family vibes. I love how welcoming everyone was to Skadia, and I just had the best time with this book. So I've just bought The Everqueen and The Mist Thief because L.J. Andrews has just announced that it is being published by a traditional publisher, which is really exciting for her. So I wanted to get the indie paperbacks. So to round out this vlog, I thought it would be a fun idea to give you a full list of, kind of give you a ranking of all of the books, because there is so many in here and you probably don't even remember what I read. But I want you to comment down below what your guess is for what my absolute favorite book of this vlog was, because I think it's interesting. I don't think it's one that people are going to guess, but I think it is one that Brie is going to be very happy with. I know she's going to be happy that I read all of these and really enjoyed all of these books, but I think that she's going to be very happy with my #1 book of this vlog. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to comment down below before I tell you which is my favorite book of all time within this vlog. Okay, I think that's enough time. So my #1 book of this vlog is, drumroll please, Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. This is the contemporary novel that I read, romance novel, and it is set in Ireland, and honestly this book made me feel at home. I haven't been home in Ireland since I moved here in 2019, and this story truly made me feel like I was back at home. They're too loud. It made me feel like I was truly at home. It was so beautiful written. There was so much emotion within the story. I just loved the relationship between Callum and Lark. It was really beautiful, and I just had the best time with it. It is definitely a story that made me realize that I am proud to be Irish, and that although I don't live in Ireland anymore and I see New Zealand as my home, that Ireland is always going to be a part of me, and it's a very big part of my life and my culture and what I believe in. So I loved the Irish in there. I'm not fluent in Irish at all, but
I just loved seeing Irish within a story, and I love that Ivy didn't fall into any of the Irish stereotypes of, you know, they're all drinking, they're all angry, they're all this, they're all that. There's a lot of stereotypes of Irish people out there, so I really loved that. So I do have a full ranking of what I read and loved. There is 27 books in this vlog, so I know it is a long one. So I'm just going to pop up a graphic and kind of talk through it. So number one obviously is Morbidly Yours. Then we have The Ever King and The Mist Thief, The Butcher and Blackbird, Rhapsodic, Serpents of the Wings of Night, Has to Be Doings, This Deceit of Ours, Quicksilver, A Court That's Cruel and Lovely, and Your Coffin and Mine. They were all 5 stars within this vlog. So we had some amazing 5 stars. And then going into my 4-star reads, which was Guild, From Blood and Ash, Divine Rivals, By the Orchid and the Owl. I did say when I read The Orchid and the Owl that it was a 5-star, but I feel like it was a spur of the moment 5-star, whereas when I sat back a little bit more and had some more time with the story and reading some more of these books, I realized that it wasn't to that standard of a 5-star, but it is still a really good book, and I will be continuing with the series. Then we have A Fate of Wrath and Flame, Pump 2, A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows, Hunger Like No Other, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, Honeybloods, My Roommate is a Vampire, Archer's Voice, and Down Comes the Night. And then finishing off with 3 stars, we've got Blue Smoke, Breaking Haley, and The Wren in the Holly Library. So honestly, I do believe that that is a very successful reading vlog. I didn't DNF anything, I didn't give anything 1 star or 2 star. I gave 3 books 3 stars, and that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the books, I just didn't love them as much as some of the other ones. We've got some amazing standouts. We've got Morbidly Yours, we've got Butcher and Blackbird, This Deceit of Ours, just so many good books, and now I'm kind of sad that this vlog is over. But Bri, you smashed it. I definitely loved all of these books, or enjoyed most of them, and I just had the best time. Just please, if I want to do this again, please just smack me, Bri, because I don't want to do this again. I am a mood reader at heart, so it was very hard having a 27 book TBR and trying to stick to it, which is why it took me so long and why I kept talking about this Bri vlog in so many videos. But we are finally here, we are finally finished. This is the biggest vlog that I've ever done, and I'm very happy to finally be finished. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. Even if you didn't like it, please give it a like, because I put so many hours into this one. And comment down below if you've read any of these books, and if you would probably take on a 27 book TBR and be stupid enough to try and vlog the experience. Let me know in the comments below, that would be really interesting. And subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Please subscribe, because I put so much blood, sweat and tears into this one. So thank you. Bye.